Almost a year ago now, Arc Aquatica was released, and we all know how that went. Anyway, the execution of Arc Aquatica was not good at all, but I really did like the concept of the map. A map fully focused on underwater survival. I liked it so much, in fact, that I wanted to see how good an underwater survival map could be if done correctly. So for this video, I'm going to spend the next 100 in-game days on a fully underwater modded map in Arc Survival Ascended. This map is called Atlantis, which is coincidentally the same name Wildcard themselves are calling their official underwater map coming out later this decade, I hope. Anyway, in these next 100 days, I will be playing through the Atlantis modded map, building an underwater base, and defeating new modded bosses, with the ultimate goal of seeing if underwater maps should be left alone entirely, or some are actually put together and are fun to play when you don't have snail games breathing down your neck. Kipper, are you gonna be on this map? Honestly, I have no clue. Only one way to find out. Okay, what should I name myself? I think I'll just name myself Shirley Atlantic Granty. Shirley. Okay, now what are the spawn points looking like? Okay, so I think they're all in bubbles. They're all actually rated medium except the snow, which is rated hard, which is up here. I mean, surely I'll just spawn in main bubble in the center of the map. That being said, I clicked spawn and I soon found myself inside some sort of ruined building, scratching my hand as usual. Okay, so I was correct. This is in fact an air bubble, which is good. I would not like to spawn underwater. Anyway, I heard some dodos spawn in. Oh, okay, I see metal nodes. We have hit the jackpot, baby. I think we're already peaking in this 100 days. Anyways, I really don't know what to expect from this map. Okay, it's a little cold in here. I'll have to get some cloth armor. I could see a few of the vanilla creatures you would usually find on the beaches of other maps, so this was looking like the right starting area for me. So after a quick 1v1 with the tree, I grabbed a couple of rocks off the ground and made a pickaxe. Okay, we'll use this pickaxe real quick to get a hatchet. Is this coral? Is this a rock? Oh yeah, it is harvestable. Nice. I am also playing with a few quality of life mods, as well as I said in the intro, most likely a ton of underwater creature mods. I basically just went through the entire workshop or mod page, I guess you could say, and I just added everything that looked like it lived underwater. So let's hope I didn't add anything too crazy. Anywho, I spotted a wild parry, so of course that became my next goal. But in order to actually tame that, I first had to progress a little further. So I farmed up a few spears and I carefully inserted them into the dome of some dodos. Oh, it's an aberrant dodo. And it also wasn't killed in one shot. That's my bad, dude. Oh, you want it? Oh yeah, I forgot to say, one of the mods I'm playing with, it'll be down in the description once again, but it actually gives your character a bunch of animations and it'll show the tools that you have on. It's super sick and it just came out recently. It's not sponsored or anything, but I really recommend it. It's honestly it's such a cool mod to have. Speaking of that, let me actually set my animation. My favorite one is the restless animation. So when your character's just standing still, he'll kind of just, I don't know, pace around, look at his arms. It's pretty cool. I really do like mods like this, and I think this should be something that's added to the base game, man. It just makes your character / survivor feel more alive and actually present in the world. All right, anyway, lock back in. Quit worrying about cosmetics. I am under the sea.
I am under the water. Please help me.
Now, I know I just said cosmetics aside, but I actually lied, as I just finished crafting up a set of cloth to give my character some much needed aura. Here we go. I am dripped out. Running over, I saw that the parasaur was a level 90, and that's pretty high to try and knock out with just clubs. Let's try and collect a little bit more hide before doing anything else. Hello, Dodo. You are a prime victim. They are aberrant creatures here. Well, that one's not, but most of the other creatures I've seen are aberrant, which I could be wrong, but I think they take more torpor to actually knock out. Okay, this one's a level 20. I can definitely knock this out though with a club. So I started gathering some thatch for that until I got distracted by what looked like a supply drop. Is that a drop? Hold on. All right, ignore that voice crack. It sounds like one. Definitely doesn't look like one though. It was in fact a drop with a very mid assortment of loot inside, but it was a drop at least. It's like a sunken submersible. That's super sick. I like that detail. Oh, there's an angry beer elephant right there. Really? Why do those have to spawn on this map? I hate them. They're so annoying. Oh, is this Crystal right here? Hold on. I'm getting distracted once again. This has to be Crystal. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. I got a couple of pieces of Crystal for a Spyglass, but I first wanted to knock out that level 20 Parasaur, though that it could tame in the meantime. I think it's this guy right here. It is. Wait, no, that's the 90. That's the 90. Hey, dude, where'd you go? I soon spotted the other Perry before getting to work on knocking it out, and I crafted up a campfire to cook up some food. Okay, now let's knock out this Parasaur. You are the level 20. You will be my parry whether you like it or not. Bang! To make the saddle, I just needed some wood and fibers, so I quickly grabbed that and then crafted it, and the Parasaur also woke up tamed shortly after. Awesome. Parasaur's tamed. Of course, we're naming it Perry. Perry, welcome back. I don't think I've tamed one of you in a little bit. We've got food now. There's a bunch of these structures around here, and I'm not seeing any dinosaurs that are too dangerous, but honestly, I wouldn't mind setting up a little base in one of these things. So, you know, just have a forge, get a smithy, get all that good stuff. Ooh, see a place like this. This is like fully encapsulated. It's got multiple levels. Bulb dogs? No way, you spawn on this map? I guess that would make sense if everything down here is aberrant. Fortunately, Perry could also fit inside through one of the doors, so now I was sure that I wanted to build in here. So I ran back out to grab my campfire and move it inside before heading out to look for some mushrooms, as I actually wanted to tame myself that bulb dog. What just made that noise? Oh, it's an elder claw. What? Oh, he's like stuck in this box. That's kind of funny. I'm not seeing anything that would look like it would give me mushrooms. Whatever, man. Let's farm up a little Oh, I thought you were coming after me. Let's farm up a little platform here for inside the structure. We'll start up on a little base. There's a pteranodon, man. What? Not really sure if that would be of any use in an underwater map anyway. Moving on, I crafted a few foundations and an awesome spyglass, as well as a bed, since that's something I always seem to forget. Since that pteranodon was pretty much useless to me, I decided to chuck a couple of spears at its head and get some free hide at least. Alright, let's set up this little platform in here. On day 2, I went out to farm up more foundations, but I started freezing to death, so I had to return to stand by my campfire. And oh dude, look how cold it's getting. Hold on. I gotta make like thatch walls. Dude, I'm freezing. I'm actively going to freeze. 8 degrees? Why does it get so cold? I was dying and fast. So I crafted up 2 more campfires and placed them down by the first one. But even all 3 of them combined were not enough to keep me warm. Oh, look at this. My character's blowing on his hands trying to warm up. That's so sick. Am I still freezing? No way. I'm not freezing right now. I am not freezing. I'm just gonna stand by the campfires, wait till another time of day rolls around, heal up, and then we definitely have to make a base with a bunch of heating elements in it, because I did not realize it got this cold here. I did have a bunch of hide, so I crafted up a full set of hide armor, and I looked through the skill tree milestones while waiting around. Loot 10 supply crates, this wood thatch. We could do this woodland worker mission, and then maybe we get the hot-blooded trait so I can heal up quicker. Because I'm assuming if this is the easiest part of the map and it gets this cold, the rest of the map has to be freezing. So I really need good regeneration. A couple of minutes passed and I tried moving away from my campfires, but I started freezing again pretty much instantly. So I glued myself back in place and waited a little while longer. Why do I hear a Parasaur getting killed? It's a Dilo. Hey. Justice for parries. Well, I know I said justice for parries, but I need the hide. No! Okay, well, that's what I get. Give me my thatch back, boy. Alright, I'm just getting bullied. I'm leaving. That was a waste, and I'm freezing to death. I ran back to my campfires, but the Pego somehow found its way near my crib, so I'm gonna have to dispatch it soon. Anyways, it's getting a bit warmer now, so I crafted a torch and hopped on Perry to go out and get some water since I was a bit thirsty. Alright, it's warming up now. Should be able to move around a little bit, get some work done. We have to set up a base where I won't freeze to death ASAP. So let's do that. Once I had all the structures that I needed farmed up, I waddled back inside and got to cooking. Okay, this is what I came up with so far. I mean, it's a thatch shack. It's really nothing much at all. But I don't know, with having walls around me at least, I should be able to stay a little bit warmer during the nights, and the temperature is just about to drop again. So good I got this set up when I did. Let's place these campfires down. Let's grab a little bit more wood just so they can run through the night, as the temperature it's dropping pretty quick. Okay, this might look weird, but I'm making like a double-decker campfire type of thing to keep myself warm at night if it does ever get super cold again, which I mean it definitely will. Just put like 30-ish wood into each. All right, nice. Yeah, so I'll be able to stand right next to this. Maybe we'll craft up one more campfire and I'll stay super warm because the temperature is still actively dropping. I crafted a large storage box as well before going out to farm up a forge to continue progressing. Oh, there's another supply drop right here. No way. Let's go check this out. Okay, they do look pretty cool. I do like these supply drops. An Equus saddle? I don't think I'll ever use that. I'm not gonna take that. I haven't even seen an Equus. All right, let's get that forge. I actually had enough hide for 2 forges, so I farmed up those before running back home to place them down. Alright, I do need more metal and wood. Store some of this stuff away that I don't need right now. Yeah, okay, let's go get some more metal and some wood as well. Perry, come on dude, you need to put the work. Don't need a ton, just enough for a smithy and a metal pickaxe, which it'll be much more efficient to get more with. I think that's actually plenty. I lit the forge with that little bit of metal and went out to gather wood in the meantime. And I actually got a really decent amount of it too. So when I returned, I fueled up both of the forges and repaired my hatchet, as I also needed to get more hide for the smithy. Okay, gonna have to end some poor creature. Dodo, will have to do, bro. Perry, you really don't do that much damage, my man. It was enough to kill the dodo at least, and that supplied me with the hide that I needed for the smithy. Unfortunately for the wild dino population around me, I did have to do some more killing. The pickaxe itself also requires hide as well. Come on, I need another dodo or something. What is that red thing? Purple thing? Do I want to know? It sounds like a supply drop. Oh, it is a loot crate. Oh, just with a scuba tank? Nice. Okay, so I don't need that right now. I'm not going in the water just yet because I don't have anything that can actually swim in the water. But wow, that's a very nice gift. That Dilo's about to attack an Elder Claw. How stupid do you have to be? Just harvest the hide from it. Oh, you harvested it. Really, man? Okay. I guess you did kill it. You kind of deserve it. Oh, I will gladly take down... I don't have any spears, no. Eventually, I ran up on another dodo and decided to take matters into my own hands since Perry is just too weak. All right. Let's turn this off for now. We put this scuba tank away. We'll place this smithy down. Okay, I mean, it doesn't really fit as flushly as I would have liked. With that, I crafted the metal pickaxe to finally make farming more efficient. And if you're wondering what that clinging sound is, when I enter the smithy's inventory, you can kind of see my character through the blue. He's like hammering on the smithy. Super cool animations. Once again, this mod will be down in the description. All right, Perry, brace your back, dude. You're about to be carrying a lot of metal and stone for me. All right, I've got 100 metal in each forge, but you know me, that's not nearly enough for me. All right, it is starting to get close to night. I've really just got to watch the temperature to make sure I don't start freezing to death out of nowhere and can't make it back to my base. Where were those metal nodes? Okay, well, they're over by the angry beer elephant, and it's a 150. There were actually 2 of them as well, so I had to be extra careful not to get too close to them while I smacked up these metal nodes. If they aggro to me, the thing is I'm like cooked. Alright, yeah, we'll just go back to base with this haul. Another good haul of resources, though. I should be able to pull for a metal hatchet now as well. Perfect. So I can drop my stone one and maybe pull for a mortar and pestle too. Awesome. Coming to the end of day 3, it's not getting super cold and we're making really good progress. On the morning of day 4, I started cooking up a few narcotics with the bits of spoiled meat that I had. I'll spoil this meat as well. A sickle would be nice. Yeah, I'll make that too. Don't think I'll need this club much now that we got narcotics on the way. Okay, dude, look how sick my character looks with the metal tools around his belt and the spyglass. So sick. I actually love this mod. The crossbow was the next piece of technology that I needed to acquire, so I farmed up a bunch of fiber, flint, and thatch as well to craft a bunch of arrows. Perfect. How many arrows can I make? Just keep it at 60, that'll be good. Oh yeah, and I've got the crossbow on my back now too. Super sick. And then I think this is, you have to do it through the cosmetic mod, but yeah, you can have a quiver. Yeah, okay, see I've got a crossbow quiver just on my hip. Oh, I'm messing with cosmetics in here, dude. What'd you steal? All right, I'm going hunting. Hey, give me that back. Anyways, the meat I split just spoiled, so I hopped on Perry and went out to do some lawn mowing so I could cook up a bunch of narcotics straight away. Oh wow, tons of little bushes right here, farming up so quickly. Okay, honestly, that's more than enough narco berries in a very short amount of time. Alright, perfect. We've got a ton of narcotics crafting up. So, obviously this is an underwater map and I added a bunch of underwater modded dinos. I really don't know what I'm gonna like tame first as my first underwater dino. So I think after these narcotics craft up, we'll just kind of wander around this bubble, get close to the edge where the water actually starts, and then maybe try and take a peek into it. We'll take the scuba just in case I see anything. But yeah, we'll take a peek into the water, see if I can see anything that I might actually want to tame. The narcotics cooking in the background were giving me a bunch of experience as well. So I stood in my base for a minute looking through the smithy to see if there was anything else that I wanted to craft. I will say I did also add this Aqua rifle, which is basically just a long neck that can shoot underwater. I don't know, I thought it would be cool to have, and it also comes with these ammos I guess you can use for it, as well as a scope. Alright, we've got some narcotics crafted. Let's go see what we can see, man. This bubble itself was pretty big, and I ran into some more metal on the way to the edge. Okay, yeah, so there's the edge of the bubble. I can see it. This is kind of a square bubble. What the? I'm just watching these fish just like fell through the border and died. Do they have anything? What are these? These are definitely modded. Bungartius? Oh, chitin, really? Okay. I didn't have any chitin before. This is nice. A lot of chitin. Wow. A ton of chitin. Oh, geez. There's another one. All right, well, I'm never gonna have to farm chitin ever again. That's kind of crazy. There were a couple of dead mantis as well. So it looked like any of the ocean inhabitants could just randomly cross the edge of the bubble and spontaneously cease to exist. Okay, well, here's the water. See, what's this? Unlike the fish, I could just walk back and forth to and from the ocean as I pleased. Anywho, I spotted a basilo, which wouldn't actually be a bad tame as my first water dino. If you didn't know, they are a passive tame and they're actually really strong. Ooh, Humboldt squid. That thing looks aggressive. All right, I would definitely have to deal with that if I wanted to tame that basilo. Let's keep exploring, see what we can't see. I have zero clue where I'm going right now. Whoa, what is that? Ichthyotitan? Dude, that thing is massive. 28,000, almost 30,000 health. Wow, that thing is a beast. I did see some sort of a fish at the border actively dying, so I jumped down to investigate it. This thing keeps beaching itself, and what are you doing? Okay, that Ichthyotitan is definitely aggressive. It's just slaughtering things. All right, don't come too close, man. I know you can bite through that wall. Definitely something worth checking out later on once I actually had a few underwater tames. But for now, I needed something a little less extra. I did also see some vanilla ichthyes in the corner of the bubble, and one of them was a level 20, meaning I could probably insta-tame that with prime meat. Yeah, I have the Dino Ball mod installed. I can get some crystal. If I can get some, I can come back, tame that thing real quick, and throw it in the Dino Ball. I think that's a plan. All right, I think I've made a full circle back around. I should be pretty close to my base. Oh, there's a green drop over there. Let's try and grab that real quick. It was still in the process of landing, so I had to wait around a bit and watch as it slowly descended from the sky, or water in this case. Oh, here it comes. Oh, that's cool. It's like rotating down. Ooh, wooden structures? Hold on. Oh, wooden behemoth gate? I can demolish that for a ton of resources. Let me just take all of this. Hold on. Actually, W find. Back at the crib on day 5, I placed the dino gateway down at the door of the ruin to block any uninvited guests from wandering in here. Perfect. So we've got this entrance secured a little bit more. I'll put these other wood structures away for now, along with this chitin, but I will go out and place down this behemoth gate just to quickly demolish it for resources. I really don't think I'm gonna need this. Free wood and stone, man. I don't mind at all. What was I coming back here to grab? Oh yeah, crystal for dino balls. Alright, now let's go try and tame an itchy. I made it back to the border of the bubble, and I snuck by the giant angry beer elephant before spotting that low-level dolphin again. Okay, yeah, we got dolphins literally right there. If I can take out a baby and get some prime meat. Dolphins do also swim up to you, usually. Oh yeah, perfect, there's a parasaur. Yeah, dolphins do usually swim up to you. Man, these are level 145. So I really shouldn't have to swim too far into the water before a itchy comes up to me. Alright, let's take out this parasaur, because it's going to fight back when I try and kill its children. Alright, there's prime meat. Oh, I should probably give myself some stamina. Okay, where are these dolphins? Really got to be cautious about this. Is that one right there? It is. It's only a level 20, but that's low-key a start. I was pretty sure I could insta-tame it, so I hopped into the water and swam towards it and then fed it the piece of prime meat. Yes. Okay, it's in the dino ball. Good. Oh, I think that thing's coming for me. Okay, get down. I don't want to take too much damage when I fall out of the water. It's not coming for me. Hold on, I have scuba. It's another level 20. All right, I don't think that's worth going for. We have a dolphin. We have a fish. Well, I don't think it's technically a fish, but it can swim in the water and it looks like a fish. That's good enough for me. It was a terrible level, but it was a start for sure. I could also just leave it in the dino ball for a while to let it gain some levels passively, which could definitely help. So when I made it back to base, I pulled for a saddle and then threw some raw meat that I had onto my campfires to cook up. Level 49 now, so we're getting up there in levels. We're doing pretty well. I don't think I'm high enough level to make flat quite yet. No, level 56. Okay, so between recording sessions, I did a little bit of I guess research on some of the mods that I'm playing with, and I kind of formulated a plan, or really just something I want to tame. And that's something I want to tame. I believe it's called a Nothosaurus. Basically, it's a giant lizard-looking thing that is really fast on land and also in the water. So it would be really nice to have something that can go back and forth between both, and I think it is also pretty strong. However, they have a very unique taming method. The way you actually tame them is by feeding them generators that are powered with gasoline. For some reason, these guys really like electricity, and they eat power generators, and that's how you tame them. So yeah, that's the next thing I want to put my focus on. So I think we're in need of a little base expansion, because I need to house a fabricator, and then obviously if I'm making a generator to tame something, I might as well make a generator to power my own base. I was doing fine on metal, although I'm really not opposed to doing another metal run. But more importantly, I was gonna need a bunch of silica pearls for electronics, as well as some oil, which I'm yet to find. Hold on, I have a sneaking suspicion. Yes, okay, these rocks actually give oil. I had a suspicion these ones actually did, because when I was harvesting them with a hatchet, they only give straight stone, and they never gave flint. I guess I just needed a metal pickaxe, or really to harvest them with a pickaxe to actually see that they give oil. Okay, so this is good to know. So that's one thing checked off the list. Now I just need to discover how to get pearls. Back at the crib, I threw some of that oil into the forge to turn into gas, and in the meantime, I headed out to grab some metal with Perry again. Alright, I've got a solid amount of metal smelting now. I want to take my Ichthyotitan out for the first time, and I want to go look for pearls. So the Itchy really doesn't have that much weight at all. It has a little under 300. I don't know, it should be able to carry me. I'll put a point or two of weight into it. Okay, and I'm gonna leave Perry at base and just run out to one of these water borders. I really just don't want to lose Perry if anything does happen to me here, so I'd rather just stay on the side of caution, I guess. Yo, how are you dead and still moving? What? Dude, I grabbed some of its meat from my Ichthyotitan, and I left the rest of the corpse to travel off into wherever it was headed. Going into the ocean, I threw out my Ichthyotitan and then threw on some scuba before saddling it and starting the search for pearls. Okay, silica pearls. Where y'all at? I think I'm just gonna swim around and look at the bottom of the floor here. It's where they usually are in oceans. These statues in the water look pretty cool. The map does look pretty cool. I haven't really commented on that yet. Oh, here we go, silica pearls. Yeah, right here. Am I safe? Looks like it. The map does actually look really cool. I do really like it. Could really go for some scuba flippers about now, but you know, it's whatever. I won't have those for a little bit since they're unlocked at such a high level. Holy pearls! Look at all these. Okay, dude, I guess I'm gonna farm all of these, and then I'm just never gonna have to farm pearls again. This is insane. Okay, I picked up pretty much all of those pearls, and yeah, look how many I have. That's insane. All right, we're not gonna test the waters, dude. I'm going back. I am going back home. Dolphin, you did well. Back inside the safety of the bubble, I started running home while also admiring another cool feature added with the animation mod. Oh, look at the water droplets coming off my character. That is so sick. I really do love this Survivor cosmetic mod. Once back at the crib, I looked into making the fabricator, and I saw that I was missing cementing paste and spark powder. I've got a feeling I'm not gonna find many taxpayers, if any, on this map. So it's probably good I have all this chitin. I'm gonna need it to craft paste. As for the spark powder, I just had to smack a random rock a few times, then bring it into my mortar and pestle to convert it. Okay, with that, I have everything I need for a fabricator. I just don't really have any room to place it in here, as you can clearly see. So it's time for that base expansion. I'm just gonna add 4 more foundations right over here. So take down this wall. Yeah, we definitely have to do some rearranging here. This wall. Yeah, I'll place it back here. And with that, I think I can place the fabricator pretty solidly. Yeah, I'll place it like that. All right, let's cover up the rest of this. Make it look somewhat good. Okay, so after a little bit of work, this is what the place is looking like. So you see, I added some pillars right there. Makes it look pretty cool. I like it. Maybe, I think I can use probably a pillar or two right there as well. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I just added that pillar in. That does make it look a lot better. So we extended it. My base is kind of clipping into these stone stairs right here, as you can see, but it's really not that big of a deal. I've got the base pretty reorganized now as well. Let's just move this mortar and pestle into this corner. That fits perfectly. I am really liking it. I do think it looks pretty sick. And then also, I made access to the roof up here where I'll probably end up putting more forges. I'm also just gonna put my bed up here for right now. I am, however, though, currently dehydrated, so I need to go get some water. You know what? I should also just run water to my base. It's really not that far. The water tanks required a bit of cementing paste, so I cooked that up and I crafted a couple of them, as well as an intake and a tap. And I placed the tap on a wall, splitting the two sides of my base. I then hopped on Perry to go and place the water intake by the border of the bubble and bring the irrigation into my base with water tanks. So surely my base is in range because, you know, in Ark Survival Ascended we have Bluetooth water. When are they gonna add that to real life? That's an update that seriously needs to come out. Anyway, let's go up here. We'll place the tank on the roof. Yeah, see, with that blue arrow, that means it will be connected to water. We'll place it right there between the two pillars. And also, we've got the fabricator set up. We've got a little bit more metal cooking up, which is nice. Looks like I'm about to run out of wood. Anywho, I could refuel that later. For now, I wanted to get back to the task at hand, and that is actually making generators. So I decided to craft 30 electronics for 3 generators just for now to see if that would actually be enough to tame a decent level Nothosaurus. I know you can't place and I think you can place, but you can't power a generator underwater. So I'm gonna have to find one on land. This is something that I'm just now realizing. Right, with this, we'll craft 3 generators. I did also see that I was level 61 now, meaning I could actually unlock and craft a set of flak armor to make myself a bit less squishy. Alright, I am ready to go out and try and find a Nothosaurus. I think I'm just gonna swim around on my dolphin, try and find one, and somehow lead it back to an air bubble. Green drop coming down. Hold on, what's this gonna have for me? Anyway, but yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try and lead it to an air pocket so I can tame it. I have no clue how this is gonna go, I'm gonna be honest. But boy, do I look tripped out. This is so sick. Anywho, I waited until the drop slowly descended, only to get the most mid assortment of loot. Alright, man. Let's go find one of these Nothosaurus. I hope I'm saying its name right. A swordfish looking thing. Another Bacillo. I threw my Ichthyotitan out into the water and put on my scuba tank to start the search. Probably a bad idea to deploy my dolphin next to the Ichthyotitan. Oh, he's coming for me. Nah, dude, come on, man. Okay, I'm like slightly faster than it. No. All right, surely I can like break his ankles around this corner. You can't go through that, can you? Yeah, you just getting stuck on the wall, boy. You ain't getting me. Oh, it's cold here in the water. No, come on. Oh, is that a Zyfac? Oh, those are Zyfacs. Okay. Wow, I have to be careful. It was getting too cold way too quick though. So it looked like another cold night was approaching, meaning I gotta go back home as soon as possible. So I swam back to the border, cryoed the dolphin, and poured out my torch in a desperate attempt to stay warm as I ran back home. Yep, it's getting cold. It's getting very cold. I should be okay once I'm inside my base standing next to my forges. Shut the windows, try and keep some heat in. I'm not sure if this actually does anything. Okay, I'm only cold standing next to the forges. Perfect. I've got enough fuel to last as well. All right, I'm just gonna camp out for the night in my base right next to these forges. Okay, I am still freezing in my base. Let's light up a campfire too. Will that keep me warm enough? Yeah, that will. Okay, nice. A very intense few minutes of staring at my campfire later, it started to warm up again, so I could go out and try to find a Nothosaurus again. All right, warming up now. Let's try this again. Dude, there's one right here. Oh, he's like stuck. Oh, this might be perfect. It's a 145 too. I was literally heading out to the water right there. I placed the generator down right in front of it and powered it up, which then made it do an interesting animation and some sort of icon popped up above its head. Oh, I think it's doing it. Looks like it's taming. You taming? Does it need to be closer? Do I have to free you from the rock? Hold on. Let's free it. All right. There's no way you just ate 100 narcotics. Are we serious? Okay, he's free. Oh yeah, he's eating the generator. Okay, a little less than a fourth of the way tamed. I'm gonna need another. Yeah, because he's gonna break that one. Okay, that one's broken. So we should tame off this one. Yeah, eat that generator. Sure enough, easy as that. Oh, wow, okay. Dude, this thing is scary looking. Looks pretty cool though. What am I gonna name this? Skittles. Yeah, I don't really know. That's kind of just the name that popped into my head. I demolished what remained of the generator before running back home with my new lizard in my pocket. Anyway, let's get this thing back to base. I can't believe I just found one roaming around on the way out to where I was going. I barely even saw it because it was stuck. It kind of looked like a rock. Oh, really? No. Okay, you can eat the fish meat, dude. Get out of here. After sorting through my stuff briefly, I threw Skittles back out and gave him a couple of points of health before looking into the Nothosaurus saddle. Oh, they're actually really cheap. Can I make one in my inventory? Oh, I can. I was missing a bit of hide though, so I had to go back out and source some of that from the local inhabitants of the bubble. What can I take down? Dilo, you'll work perfectly. Didn't even give me enough hide, bro. Really? Bulldog, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't see anything else small around. I know you got a kid and all, but like... Oh, really? You're fighting back? Alright, never mind. I don't feel sorry. Okay, let's make Skittles a saddle here. Whoa, holy abilities. So it can run. It's not fast, but it's not slow. Alright, what abilities do I have? I've got a roar, tail whip, explode. I bet I need more like energy for that. A lunge, and then a pearl finder ability, and looks like I can also barrel roll, but I think I have to be in the water for that. Okay, so that's just a bite. What's this do? That's the tail whip. What's my roar? Pretty wimpy roar, I'm not gonna lie. Locate silica pearls, control Z. So there's probably no pearls in here. I'll definitely have to take this into the water and try that ability. Oh, okay, looks like you got different charge abilities too. You can see me changing that in the middle. That's pretty cool. So how do you get charge? Because I'm not gonna be bringing around generators with me. It was also time to test out the damage, so I bit a random moss chops for just under 200 damage. Oh, okay, looks like when I just bite/kill stuff, I get charge. See that purple bar moving up down there? Yeah, this moss chops just has a ton of health. Yeah, I think it imprinted one of these would go so hard. As I gained charge, Skittles also started to glow a little bit, which was definitely a very cool detail as well. And speaking of charge, it was time to put it to the test, so I munched up a couple of random parasaurs to fully fill the bar. Alright, I have my ultimate ability. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really expecting this to do a lot of damage. Level 60 stego, perfect. Oh, wow. That was pretty cool, but not gonna lie, only 436 damage. Nothing crazy. Maybe that's just because I tried it on a stego. Dude, you just impaled your own child. You are impaling and bleeding your own child. You are an awful mother. Let's try that again. Actually, let's try a different one. We'll try the strike. What sets it on fire? That's pretty cool. All right, I do really like this thing. Getting one of these was definitely a good idea. I really wanted to see the pearl finding ability in action as well. So I headed out towards the ocean again to see if I could sniff some of them out. Okay, into the water we go. Let's see how fast this thing actually swims. So let's throw on the scuba. Oh, wow. Okay, it's really fast. Now we've got the barrel roll ability too. Oh, wow, that's really quick. But what do you mean not deep enough? Okay, let's go find some pearls and then use the pearl finder ability and see if it how it actually works. Does it ping them or what? Okay, these pearls actually respawn. So how does this work? Oh, yeah, it just gives you a huge icon. Can I harvest them? Dude, this thing's insane. It was actually getting a ton of pearls, so I basically never had to worry about getting those ever again. Oh, dude, now we can swim deep. Do I want to? Yeah, come on. It's time to grow a pair. Oh, we got an eel. Okay. Yo, use the tail whip. Oh, dude, the eel charges you because it's electrocuting you. And I don't think I got stunned by that either. There's another one. Nah, man, you're just charging up my ult. This creature is very well designed. It's so crazy what modders can do. They can just make creatures that are way better than what Wildcard puts into the game. It's absurd. Anyways, it was time to start exploring the actual underwater part of this map now that I actually had a decent mount to do so. Bunch of giant swords, that's cool. Whoa. Tylosaurus. Oh, I remember those from my Paleo video. Those are actually kind of nasty. I'm gonna stay away from that. Let's use the barrel roll. Dude, the barrel roll is gonna be like crazy to get away from stuff. I really want an imprinted one of these things. It would be wicked strong and it would be faster. Oh, look at this giant squid. That's so cool. Oh, look, there's another air pocket here. It's a giant bubble. This one was actually in the shape of a bubble instead of a big box, so I swam right into it to investigate what was inside. It's not really much in here. So what if I jump off this cliff? I'm gonna land in the water, right? Oh yeah, that's cool. It was time to head back home though, so I looked on my map and started swimming back towards Perry, only to get my path crossed by a red drop with a ring. So we got some decent riot boots. I'm never crafting that blueprint, but we've got elevator platforms, which I can demolish those for some pretty solid resources. And you know what? You know what's something I want to do in this video that I never done? I get comments about it all the time. People always say, Grant, why don't you craft a grinder? You can take the stuff that you get from drops that are pretty high quality, but you're never going to use them, and grind them up for resources like armor pieces or tattles or whatever. So let me not actually wear those boots. I want to grind those up. But grinders are super expensive, aren't they? Oh, wow. Wow, okay, that's far off. I'm not making that for a minute. Oh, look at that giant glowing trident over there. That's so sick. Anywho, I made it back into my bubble and waddled back to base while also grabbing that purple drop with a single scuba tank inside. And I also picked up a white drop just outside the crib. Ooh, good parasaur saddle. Alright, now the question, can Skittles fit through my gate? Oh wow, she actually can. I'm very impressed. Alright, I'm gonna place some of these wood structures down and demolish them for more resources because I don't need them. And with that, I crafted 3 more storage boxes to keep my resources in. Alright, let's make a generator for my own base. And I'd like to make a fridge, but oh wait, I have a generator. What am I doing? As for the fridge, I needed to get my hands on polymer, so it was a good thing I had those elevator platforms that I could demolish. However though, for that, I would actually need the elevator track, which is unlocked at level 70, and I'm level 69. Let's just farm up a bunch more forges, we'll place them up here, and we'll get a ton more metal going. Well, I can make an elevator track now, that's good. Oh, this is actually giving me oil, okay. I finished farming up the forges on the very early morning of day 10, and I got enough to have exactly 10 forges up there. Honestly, it would be nice if I had access to these stairs. This would actually help my base by quite a bit. We're gonna have to do some remodeling. I moved the generator to the back wall and picked up the quarter ceilings as well as the railing so I could actually walk up and down the stairs. I then placed all the forges down and moved the water tank out of the way and made a little overhang on the stairs just to make it look good. Okay, it's a little off center, low-key, but I don't feel like moving my whole base for it. Doing the best I can. Okay, anyway, time to farm up and fill these forges and get them smelting. I repaired my metal pickaxe and hopped on Perry as it was time to go out and do my favorite activity. That of course is acquiring loads and loads of metal. But of course, I first had to fuel up my forges, which was terrible news for the little forest just outside my base. Now with the forges fueled up, I could actually head out and get the metal as well as a little bit of obsidian that I found. I'm gonna get this obsidian for polymer. Oh, it'll give me metal too, nice. I need to tame a better parasaur. I mean, Perry, you're good, dude, but you were level 20. Farming metal by hand, I need something better. I threw the bit of metal I had into the forges, stocked up on trank arrows and bolas, and headed out to look for a higher level Perry. They're giving out scuba tanks like candy and a 135 parasaur. Perfect. I then waited around till that woke up, and I named it Stronger Perry before putting it into a Dino Ball to gain some quick levels. Dude, that Sago just walked into the water. Now he's just floating up away from his kid. Oh. Okay. Back at the crib, I threw the good saddle on the high level Perry and I put the primitive one back on Perry the original. Another thing that would help with XP gain was of course lawn mowing. So I hopped on Stronger Perry and headed out to do just that. And on day 12, it was time to continue the grind for metal, my favorite activity of course. Once all the forges were cooking with a good amount of it, I went out to get a little bit of stone for another mortar and pestle. Alright, I want to make an air conditioner for the base. That would help keep it cool, but for that I'm going to need cementing paste and polymer. I still had a bunch of chitin left over, so I could cook up the paste. I just needed to get a bunch of stone farmed up, which was a bit of a slow process using just a hatchet, especially since I also had to deal with nuisances such as thieving birds. Alright. Lastly, I just needed a bit of crystal, which was pretty easy to get just outside the base. On day 13, I crafted my first AC unit and I placed that down in the middle of the crib. Alright, I want to make A, this upgrade station, and then B, this underwater rifle that is, yeah, right here. Aqua rifle. This will allow me to shoot darts underwater, which would be good for taming something like a Dunkleo, which usually is pretty awful to knock out. Oh, good thing I made that AC, because it's a pretty cold night. I picked up the campfire and placed the upgrade station down in its place since it fit pretty nicely right there. And I could also pull for the Aqua rifle, so I crafted one of those as well. So the bullets are just crafted with the normal, I guess, non-water variants, and it works just like a normal long neck. But of course, I'm gonna try and upgrade it in the upgrade station. 80 more, this is gonna take so much metal to upgrade. I actually do really need to do this though, because I can't keep farming metal by hand. It's just not going to work. Alright, I'm gonna make a toilet to spoil meat for me easier. But of course, that required a lot more paste. So it was time to head out on Stronger Perry once again and stock up on more stone, so I could turn more chitin into cementing paste. Yeah, I need a Dunkleo so bad. I'm already tired of farming by hand. Need to get some meat to spoil. That of course meant that I had to do a little bit of population control outside the base, all in the name of progress of course. On day 14 I tried upgrading the long neck again, but this time I was short on wood, so I went out to gather some of that. Barely even upgraded it that much. Okay. We're gonna try and tame a donkey, so there's a lot I have to do in preparation for that. I need to get a ton of narcotics and trank darts because I think it's just how they're kind of built in a sense. They have armor all over their bodies, so they take reduced torpor. So that's why I've been trying to upgrade this as much as possible, but it's kind of hard when you don't have a whole lot of metal. And I need the donkey to get more metal. That being said, I started cooking up as many narcotics as I could before going back out to get even more meat from the locals. Yeah, no, maybe that was a mistake attacking that. A mate boosted 145 stego. That's not gonna end well. This will. I then returned to do my cursed toilet ritual and flush all the meat down along with my bodily extracts. There we go, that's a lot of spoiled meat. And I've got an XP bonus, and crafting narcotics already gives a lot of experience, so getting myself some good levels doing this anyway. The second part of the process was of course lawn mowing, so it was time to take out Stronger Perry yet again. I'm also gonna need gunpowder, which really shouldn't be too hard. I make like another 2 mortar and pestles, missing stone. You know, I should actually swim around to some other bubbles. Yeah, I'm gonna go search around and swim to some other bubbles, see if I can't, I don't know, maybe find a Dodic. That would be good. That would make farming spark powder a lot easier. I really don't know if I'll be able to find one, but we'll find out. Another scuba tank. Don't mind if I do. I love not crafting them. Anywho, I also stopped by a white drop that had a very good dolphin saddle inside. Into the depths we go. There was a small bubble just ahead of me, so I swam over to check that out, but it literally had nothing inside. So I continued through it until I saw a much bigger and more promising bubble ahead. Hold up, dude, is this a giant snow bubble? I think it is. Oh, thought I crashed. Oh no, it's getting cold, it's getting cold. Oh, I'm too far from base. I made it inside the bubble, and it was in fact a snow bubble. However, that was not really the ideal place for me at the moment, as it's getting really cold. So I quickly got to work on making campfires in a desperate attempt to warm up. Oh, dude, that moose scared me. I don't know why that moose just scared me so much. Okay, getting awfully cold. No. Yeah, I had to pack up and do that quick because I was dying at a serious rate. I swam down to a lower part of the bubble and quickly set up my campfires back down before lighting them all on fire and warming up. Okay, we're surviving the cold. This is just a giant snow bubble though, so I don't think this is where I need to be at for farming dinos, but I don't know about any other bubbles here. I waited by the campfires for a few more minutes before packing them up, hopping on Skittles, and just dipping back towards base. Making a run for it. Alright, I should be good, it's warming up here. Okay, I don't think I want to go towards the snow. I just don't think there's gonna be anything I need in there right now. So let's head back down south. We'll go back past the base. Surely there's got to be other big biomes. Shark looking boy. No, thank you. Yeah, surely there's got to be other big biomes that have dinos that I'm looking for. This green drop at the bottom had another couple of elevator platforms for me inside, so of course I swam over to grab those. I'm getting so many of these, I'm going to be able to demolish these for actually a really good amount of resources. Purple drop with a ring. Okay, yeah, I need to stay and see what's in this. Yeah, this really wasn't worth waiting for. Yellow drop with a ring. Ooh, holy, this is actually a good drop. That sickle actually was really good, both for farming fiber, and I could also use it to protect myself in dire situations, since sickles are actually really decent melee weapons. Anyways, the exploring continued, and I made my way over to that glowing trident, which had what looked like to be a cave beneath it. This looks like a cave. Whoa, dude. Okay, this has to be the Atlantis part of the map. This looks crazy. What's that giant bubble over there? Okay, we got donkeys here. There's also a ton of other terrifying creatures here. I'm not seeing any giant air bubbles that look like they would have anything I need. Oh, okay, this looks like a terminal. I would like to... Okay, well, I wanted to check out the terminal so I can see what bosses I'm working with on this map, and that's an Alpha Mosa. There's a Tuso and an Alpha Mosa guarding the terminal. So I'm not checking that out. Yeah, the Atlantis part of the map, definitely not too friendly. There were a couple of bubbles here and there, but they didn't look like they had anything of value for me, so the search had to continue elsewhere. There's gotta be other big domes, like the snow dome, just not, you know, snow. So I left the Atlantis cave for now and looked around for more interesting looking places of the map that I'm yet to see. What is this dark area? This place looks crazy too. Dude, are those hanging skeletons? It's like kind of hard to see over the charge of my Nothosaurus. Oh, those totally are. Okay, I'm assuming this place isn't too friendly, but I'm too intrigued. I definitely want to check it out. The map design is sick. Okay, hold up. This is looking like a big bubble back here. This might be what I'm looking for. The glowing on Skittles was kind of getting in the way now, so I decided to just waste away my ultimate ability just to get rid of the charge completely. Alright, dude, you're glowing way too much. Okay, hold on. I'm seeing some more vanilla looking creatures here. An aloe? A basilisk? What? Angry beer elephants. Oh, an Anki? But the basilisk is killing it. Okay, well, this is where I need to be at. There was no way I could kill the basilisk before it finished the Yankee off, so I had to leave it be. Let me swim up to this top level. What's up here? This is totally where I need to be at, though, I think. Okay, this area is not as big as I thought it was. What is that thing? A Facilosuchus? Oh, no. Maybe this isn't where I need to be. Cactus? This is a weird, like, aberration scorched earth combination. Anglerfish? Y'all are kind of useless compared to my Nothosaurus. Anywho, I also found a whole redwood forest inside the ocean, which was an interesting sight, but cool nonetheless. Redwood air bubble. Doesn't seem to be much in here. Oh, a Dodic right here. Level 25. All right, it's only level 25, but I want to tame it. It'll be good for gathering stone. I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that there are Carcinos on this map. If I can tame a crab, then I'd be able to pick up the Dodic and bring it around. But first, I had to do some pest control around the area to make sure I could actually safely knock out the Dodic. Explosion was actually pretty useful. I then crafted some more tranks and got to work on knocking it out. There we go, it's asleep. Okay, time to get some Mayho berries to tame it. Once it was fed and taming, I decided to have a look around the general area while I was waiting for it to wake up. And I ended up coming across a very decent red drop. Ooh, red drop. Ooh, really good red drop. Oh, and there's a terminal right there. Okay, let's totally try and check that out. I snagged everything from the drop, and I dropped the assault rifle before remembering that I wanted to make an industrial grinder. So I had to hop off and grab it while 3 megalodons munched on Skittles and myself. Good thing I got a spare. That was honestly kind of a dumb idea. Now, I did also want to see the terminal, but more megalodons pulled up, and I just couldn't be asked to fight all of them. So I once again had to dip and leave that for later. Let's just go wait next to the Dodic, man. It's doing pretty well taming progress-wise. It'll be done sooner rather than later. That being said, I kind of just stood by it with Skittles, waiting for it to consume all the Mayho berries and wake up tamed so I could bring it back home. Once again, not a good level, but it will be better than farming stone rather than with my hatchet. Back in my bubble on day 17, I unfortunately ran a bit too close to an Elder Claw and its child, so I was forced to put it down, which was a process of its own. Finally, man. Did get an Elder Claw seed, but I don't know if I will actually grow this or not. I kind of doubt it. I really don't see a need to have an Elder Claw in this underwater map. Skittles did lose a decent chunk of her health as well, so I packed up a random Master Oogway before parking by the Aberration Light Plant to quickly heal up. Alright, let's throw out the Dodic. Just put points into weight. Need to make this guy a saddle. I crafted the saddle, and I also wanted to make an elevator track since I had a good amount of platforms now. So I demolished the water reservoir that I found, cooked up some more paste, and eventually got the track made so I could demo the platforms. Okay, there we go. We've got an elevator track. So now, this is going to be a very good ROI. I can just place it right here. Oh, it's obstructed. I gotta move my tames. See, dude, look at all those resources I just got. And then I can just pick the track back up, and if I get any more platforms, I can just place it back down on that. Now I had to start working on gunpowder for darts so I could actually go out and knock out a Dunkleo. Unfortunately, I had no better way to farm said gunpowder than to use the Dodic for stone and then get the flint manually with my pickaxe. Okay, let's get this charcoal. I'm gonna make a grill. This will be better for food production. It'll actually fit perfectly right here. You got any meat on you, dude? Yeah. Now we can start converting these into rifle bullets. The gruesome grind for more flint continued into day 18. Okay, so I just did a little bit of research on dodo decks. I should need, I think, a little under 100 darts to actually knock a donkey out. So it's a pretty sizable amount, and that's assuming nothing goes wrong. I'm gonna be in the open ocean. I learned in my Aquatica video, making a trap for donkeys is like impossible. Their AIs are weird. They'll follow you for 3 seconds and then just try and swim away and then come back whenever they please. So I really don't know what's up with that. So I'm just gonna try and trank it out in the open ocean, which, I mean, I guess we'll see how it goes. Maybe I can get one more upgrade on this. Oh, 400 metal. Screw it, dude. I'm investing all of my stocks into this thing. Okay. So this is saying I should need around 70 darts now with this rifle. That's not bad. Anywho, once the darts were crafting, I could convert them into the aqua darts in my inventory and load them into the aqua long neck. Can this shoot on land? Oh yeah, it can. Nice. So I did some more crafting at base to get all the darts I would need and a few extra, of course, since this is Ark and I just need to be prepared. Alright, this should be enough darts. The rest will keep as narcotics to keep it asleep. Got some arrows just in case, that I'm really hoping I don't have to use. Bringing all of my scuba tanks too. I know I'm probably going to need them. With that, I was pretty much ready to go, so I hopped on Skittles and waddled back to the ocean. Level 100, that's not bad. Ooh, it's Zyfac. Bunch of nasty stuff in this area. Really? Holy eels, bro. Y'all know you're just charging my ultimate, right? 95. Oh, there's a 150. Finding a max level was only one part of the problem, though. Now I actually had to deal with a literal army of water creatures chasing me. Oh, dude, this thing is destroying me. I didn't realize I was that low on health. I gotta go. Dude, they just keep coming. I didn't realize they were destroying me that bad. I posted up by the healing plant in the safety of my bubble, and I force-fed Skittles a ton of meat before heading in for round 2 on day 19. Okay, let's go try this once again. I'd really like to knock out and tame that 150, but there's so much nasty stuff down there, man. Alright, dude, get rid of your charge, please. I swam all the way back down to the 150 donkey, only to get swarmed yet again by another nation of megalodons and eels. There's just too many megalodons. This area is just too contested. I know there's a 150, but like I can't do anything. I've got to find one in a better area. Tuso? Bro, there's multiple. Oh, 150? That'd be such a good tame. Hold up. I had to leave a marker on the map since you don't see a level 150 Tuso every day. And they're probably one if not the strongest underwater creatures that I could tame. Dude, just the more I play, the more things that spawn in and just fill out the spawns. There's so many things spawning in right now, man. Oh, Donkey 145. Just looks like it's surrounded by a bunch of stuff. Yeah, they're like spawning in groups, man. What's up with that? See, are these things, are y'all evil? Yep. What the? Dude, oh my. Dude, they're so fast. They're so fast. They weren't the brightest though, as they kind of just stayed at the border of the bubble and let me munch them up. Going back into the water, I had to fight off a whole gang of anglers before I could finally take a good look at all the donkeys. Dude, they're all really high level. I need them to separate. I'm wondering if I can get them stuck on this air pocket wall here. They seem to like to do that. Did it work? This very well could work, chat. Dude, this could actually so work. Leading things into like the air bubble walls might be the move. They just get stuck for some reason. This 150 I was tranking out actually had really good stats too, so I needed it to go to sleep. Okay, I think I'm about to knock it out. Oh, I got it knocked out. And I can access it from in here too. I fed it a bunch of narcotics straight off the bat and then hopped into the water to swim home as I wanted to get some prime meat for it. Oh, perfect, a carno. I quickly swam back to feed the donkey and waited around until it woke up tamed. What do I name this thing? Man, 51 points in the melee. This thing's awesome. Doug. Wait, I think it's a girl. Dougette. Perfect. Okay, let's go back to base, get this thing a saddle, and then Honestly, I probably need to move my base closer to the border of the bubble so, you know, I can actually transfer the metal easier. When I arrived, there was yet another scuba tank waiting for me, so I grabbed that and waddled back to the crib to look into making that donkey saddle. 120 paste. Oh, I have that. Bang. Demolishing those elevator platforms definitely did me some good. So, I guess before we move the base, let's at least just move the forges first, and we'll get a bunch of metal smelting while I work on moving the base. That sounds like a solid plan to me. Let's also bring stronger parry. And now let's find a spot where I want to set up. Yeah, okay, I think over here will be a good spot to set up base, because there's a big wall which will protect my water dinos from a lot of the ocean creatures. And then there's an entrance, I think right under this dude's legs, correct? Ooh, maybe not. Okay, well, I do want to be right next to an entrance to the bigger ocean. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. So like under this land bridge type thing. Yeah, so like right here will be a pretty solid spot for a base. I threw out Duggette and saddled her up to try and actually throw something out of her inventory. Okay, so all the drops just float. That's gonna make it a little hard. Whatever, we'll manage. We'll manage. With the outpost set up, I hopped on stronger parry and did some good old deforesting to fuel the forges before the big metal run. I think a chainsaw is definitely going to be needed here because there's really not that many good trees. Anywho, once the forges were stocked up, I hopped on Duggette and it was time to indulge in my favorite activity in all of ARK. This is going to be so good, I can already tell. I just gotta find the metal. I think that's the real issue. Here we go. First few metal nodes. That's what I'm talking about. Now that's some farming, bro. It doesn't reduce the weight as much as an Anki, but you can get so much weight on these things, and they farm so much, there's really not that much of a point to really need to upgrade melee on them. Like, that's more than I farmed probably this whole video so far. Off of, what, 3 nodes? And it was just as good as getting obsidian as well, which I could actually use this time around for polymer, as I still didn't know if I could get any organic polymer anywhere efficiently. Really? Oh no. Oh no. Donkeys cannot fight, bro. Okay, this is a little ridiculous. Yeah, I was not about to fight all that. So I swam around the corner of the bubble, which completely broke their pathfinding, so I could swim over to my forges in peace. Back at the outpost, I parked Duggette at the border and hopped on Skittles to deal with the things that followed me back here before I could take out all the metal and distribute it. I also slapped a large storage box down to store the obsidian before hopping back on the donkey and going out for round 2. Okay, very solid amount of metal cooking now. Got to get some more wood to make sure it keeps cooking. However, I want to make a chainsaw first because farming wood with a hatchet, not the move. I was just missing a bit of paste, so I queued all that up real quick and borrowed some gas from the generator before making the chainsaw and going out to get some wood. Yeah, chainsaw is most definitely the move. Here we go. Now we got some good production. Good production. Now, to actually build my base, I decided to just start expanding on the forge platform. So I crafted up a bunch of foundations and got to work. I'm just finishing laying out the foundation for my base. So it doesn't look like much right now at all, but I'll try and help you guys envision it. So it's going to be kind of like an arch theme. You're gonna walk in through here. I'll have a bunch of crafting stuff in here. And right now I've got forges. This will be like a long hallway with, you know, the forges. And this will go into the water and I'll have a giant cage I can safely keep my underwater dinosaurs in. It's just, I'm gonna need a better way to farm up the structures because I want to build this out of stone. I think it'll look pretty sick, but I'm really happy that we've got good metal smelting now. This will really help my production. Now we just need to start moving everything over and we'll just set everything up on the platform and the base will slowly come together over time. That being said, I waddled back over to my old crib and started throwing everything I had onto stronger parry so I could haul it back over to the border and get settled. All right, I think I have everything. I think I'll be able to move in one sweep. Just have these parasaurs follow me. All right, here we go. Let's start setting up just some basic stuff for now. This will look better over time, as I said. All right, man, that's my stuff pretty much fully moved. What I want to do now is I want to tame a high-level male Nothosaurus and get an imprinted strong baby because I do like traveling around on these guys. Like this guy, I can get like almost 800 melee, almost 10k health. It's pretty solid. So let's get a few generators going and I'm gonna go around and start hunting for them. Let's craft 3 generators and I'm gonna bring my campfires just in case I get too cold. Leave my donkey and chainsaw here too. One thing I decided to make before leaving was a fridge to keep my spoilables cool. So with that placed down, I finally hopped on Skittles to go out and explore again. What the? Dead fish just fell on my base. Oh, it's getting a lot colder here. I also chose the best time to come over here as it just turned into nighttime, meaning I was about to start freezing to death at a rapid pace. Very smart play by me. Yeah, it's too cold for this. I'm going back. Okay, I'm back in the Atlantis part of the map. I'm pretty sure there's some area in here where I can go in and there's more land, like dry land in a bubble, where I should be able to find a Nothosaurus. I really didn't know where it was, so I had to look around the whole area, which took a solid minute, only to then realize I was right at the entrance to this place. Dude, no way the hole is right here. It's just right when you swim in. I just missed it. There's just like invisible water there. Okay, so I think there will be more Nothosauruses up here. I'm pretty certain, because this is such a big land area. Maybe. I hope. This land part of the map was actually huge compared to all the other bubbles, so there was quite a bit of exploring I could do, and hopefully that would include me finding another good Nothosaurus. Oh, there's one right there. Level 25. Alright, I'm gonna kill that. Oh, 140 female? Mine's female. Alright, I might tame that. But only on the off chance that I don't find a high level male as well, so I kept it pushing for now. Oh, 150 male. Holy pool. Holy stats on that thing too. I quickly farmed up a thatch foundation and then placed a generator on top of it. And after powering it up, I got the Nothosaurus' attention straight away. Oh yeah, come here. While it was busy munching on that one, I constructed the second platform with the generator to finish the tame. Bang, dude. Perfect 225 tame. Way better stats literally all around, too. Wow. You are a specimen. Mission accomplished, alright. And we also discovered this giant place, which it looks very similar to where I live, just way bigger, and it has more dinos, Rexes, which I really don't know if they're useful on this map. I will say, seeing that Rex, I need to look up what the bosses actually are on this map. I'm assuming they're all underwater bosses, surely, right? Why else would there be Rexes on this map? Like, surely I do a Tuso army, but it's really tweaking me out that there are Rexes. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Anywho, once back at the crib, I threw out the new Nothosaurus and enabled mating on them. Alright, I'm actually very curious. Do giant lizards lay eggs? I don't know. Or I guess we're about to find out. Metal's still cooking strong? Oh yeah. Once they were done doing their thing, an egg dropped below the female, so that answered that. Now, throwing out the egg near my air conditioner wasn't enough to actually incubate it though, so I threw it out between all the forges. Oh yeah, that works. I was hoping to get all the stats from the male this time around since it was better in pretty much everything. Okay, I mean, it got the good melee, definitely could have gotten better health. I mean, how quick is this racing? Hey, get over here. I mean, it's racing pretty quick. Let's get some food for it. I can always just breed it and get an even better baby. If it just gets the better health, then we're good. I got the imprint on it regardless, and while it grew, I actually chucked out my donkey again to see how good it was at getting stone. Phenomenal. Okay, so we'll definitely use the donkey to farm stone for the base build. Okay, I guess while this is raising and then I breed out another, I'm gonna start working on my base, more converting it to stone and, actually building up walls. So first, let's farm up a bunch of wood and thatch and just put it in a box or boxes over here. This thing is so insane at farming. Yeah, wood and thatch is definitely going to be the hard part. The Nothosaurus grew up on day 26, so I brought that over to breed with the male before starting the renovations on my base. Oh yeah, here we go. This is pretty much perfect. I gave this one a name as well, but it was nothing noteworthy since my creativity was down for maintenance or something. This is really a bad name. I don't know, I'm not feeling very creative. Lizard. This thing is going to be a beast. Anyways, I did another wood and thatch run with Perry, munched on a few rocks with Doggett, and continued working on my base while Lizard grew up to be a big menacing mount. Okay, I've had Lizard in a Dino Ball overnight, so she definitely has, a bunch of levels. She's definitely going to need more stamina. I think Skittles has a pretty decent amount. Yeah, so this thing's already pretty strong, and it'll continue to get stronger. Anyway, as I said, I've also been working on the base, so it's not going to look like much right now at all. I'm just getting the the interior walls built, and then I'll go back through and I'm gonna add a bunch of things on the side that are gonna make it look way better. I promise y'all just gotta bear with me on this one. It will look good, I hope. Alright, so I've got the walls raised up a little bit. This is starting to look good. Anyway, I did a little bit of research last night after I got off, and I think there are 3 modded bosses and then maybe a mini boss on the map. Anyway, just talking about like the big normal bosses, oddly enough, 2 of them, it's a land arena. Like there's no water, which is, I don't know. Why would you have an underwater map with land bosses? I don't get that, but one of them should be fought underwater, so I'll definitely get a Tuso army. I think that's my best move by far. But yeah, man, I really don't know how I feel about land bosses on an underwater map, but I guess I'm gonna play them. I'm gonna fight them. So I think Rexes might be the move. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they do fire damage or anything else. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research. I'm just gonna spend these last few resources placing what I can on the base. It won't be finished at all, but you know, it's starting to come together. I added the arch I planned on having on the 2 ends of the base using ramps and triangle walls, and you can kind of see what I'm going for now. Well, I hope at least. Okay, I want to go get some, I want to take a break from building for a little bit. I'm kind of just getting tired of it, and I have this new good lizard that I'd like to level up, and I think by doing that, first I want to go heal it, and I want to try and take down a Tuso, man. One thing I forgot to do with my base was connect it to water, and no, I don't mean to the edge of the bubble. I actually meant with a water intake, tap, and a tank. All right, we got water back in the crib. Alright, let's go take a lizard, get some raw meat, and then heal this thing up. Anyways, I want to level this up by killing Tusos, which is gonna be pretty dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. But it'll give me a ton of experience, and then also, it'll give me tributes that I most likely need, as well as black pearls, which I do need to actually tame Tusos. That being said, I waddled over to the healing plant, and I held down the E key for an extended period of time until Lizard was fully healed up and combat ready. I did, however, go back to base though and craft myself a pair of flippers, as those are pretty much a necessity on this map, and I was finally high enough level to actually make them. On the morning of day 28, I sat by my forges to pass the cold night before I could actually go out into the ocean and start the search of a low level Tuso that I can take out. It does feel a little quicker in the water, so that's good. Hold up, I'm about to hit a sick trick here. I'm gonna go from corner to corner with my little barrel roll thing. Aura, how cool was that? That probably wasn't very cool at all. Speaking of barrel rolls and cool things, yo, wow, get me away from this thing. And the Tylosaurus was not the only creature that wanted to harass me here in the ocean. No, who are these things? Oh, why are they so fast? What the, get away from me. What are you? I executed a sideways barrel roll straight into a bubble, completely breaking their ankles so I could see what they were actually about. Humboldt squid. Dude, they're so quick. What, they're in here? Oh, it just died. What is this? Raw squid meat? I was in fact looking for squids, but definitely not these little annoying things. No, get away from me. Okay, they're really not hard to kill, but they're like so quick. I did finally spot my first couple of Tusos down in the depths as well, and one of them was at level 50. So I have to get its attention somehow without aggroing the other one. Oh, I got both of them. Just want one of you. I want the orange one. The orange one's the low level. I wonder if I can lead him to a bubble. There was a solid chance that their AI would break, just like every other creature does when presented with a bubble. So I slowly guided them over to one to try and test out my hypothesis. Maybe this is too high for them. They probably won't go this close to the surface, even though it's not really close at all. They did not look like they were gonna follow me up there though, so I had to bring the fight back down to level 50 on day 29. It did get separated from the other Tuso as well, so I challenged it to a 1v1 just to get picked immediately. Oh, he got me. Fight back, dude. Once it let go of me, I got a bunch of good hits in, including a tail whip, which pretty much put it out of the fight. Got it. Get out of here. Okay, I think I can definitely kill that other one. Oh, the other one's right here. Got the pearls, tentacles. I can probably use my ultimate on it. Where'd it go? There it is. I see it. You ain't running. Oh, yeah. That didn't feel good, did it? Why are you running? Oh, yeah, dude. We're dogging on this one. Okay, now it's grabbed me. So it's going to try and heal off me, but it's okay. I'll just bite it until it lets me go. Yep. Got it. Another one, dude. Too good. The keratin they dropped was also pretty nice for cementing paste as well, and I had a decent amount of pearls now, too. So for now, I headed back home, and when I arrived, I threw all the keratin into a storage box. I then placed another one down specifically for boss tributes, and I remembered that I marked a level 150 Tuso on my map. So I decided to go over there and check it out again. Let's go check the stats of it though. And I think it looks like they're spawning in pairs. So I don't know, maybe it's got another lower level I can kill. I need to look on Dododex how many feeds this would take to actually tame one. Yep, 2 Tusos, 150. Dude, this level 95 is insane. It somehow just has way more health than the 150. Well, I'd like to kill them both. Once again, not trying to fight them at the same time though. Yeah, let me go for this one. Oh no, there's both of them. Oh, they're mate boosted? No. But I think they're at a weird level where they spawn down here, but they're not able to swim much higher. They don't like to go much higher in the water. So I think I might be able to like abuse how high they like going. I'll be able to kill them. Just like get a bite or two in and swim up. Gotta get rid of these peasants though. Now I had to get the attention of all 3 Tusos though, so I'm gonna have to be strategic about this. However, the ceiling of their attention span was really close, so losing their aggro was pretty simple. And I got a bunch of solid hits on the 150 before a gang of megalodons pulled up, so I had to deal with those first. After that, it was back to harassing the squids, and I actually managed to take out one of the level 95s. No, I didn't get the black pearls. Oh, that other guy's so low. Leave me alone. Alright, I gotta make sure I'm like right next to him when I kill him. Got it. Oh, he's got me. You're not winning this. Why do I hear a Pteranodon? Alright, those Tusos have been dispatched. Okay, so I now have enough. I can tame a high level. Anyways, I returned to the crib on day 30 and sorted out my inventory as it was time to finish building my base. But you know what I'm gonna do? Well, let me upgrade my tools. I think this will make me harvest a little bit better. I have the upgrade station for a reason, man. I always forget I can upgrade my tools. Alright, tools are a little bit better. Should make harvest and thatch at least better. Oh yeah, I'm getting like double the thatch now. Okay, I've got a ton of wooden thatch farmed up. Let's throw the donkey back out and get more stone. With a bunch of resources ready, I did a little bit of brainstorming before crafting the structures that I needed. Okay, it's coming together, so I gotta add more details to it obviously, but this is the general shape. I think it looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna add a bunch of stuff on the outside to like give it more depth, texture, I'm not really sure. Okay. So this is what I'm doing, like giving it more support pillar type things. I think it definitely is looking cool. It makes it look a lot better. It just needs more detail, but it's coming together. I think if I go back through with some stone pillars and just add them as like supports, it'll look pretty cool. I did some more farming with Duggett and copied the pillar things onto the other side of the base as well. Okay, so I got these pillars done on this side as well, or these little, I don't know, additions. Now I just want to place some pillars down and see if this adds the detail I'm thinking it will to the base. Okay. I'm liking this, dude. I think we might be done. Hold on, I've got an idea. I added a row of pillars to the edges of the roof as well, but I was getting kind of carried away with these pillars, so I decided to stop myself right here and there and just call it done. See, the more I add to it, the more I can just see that I can keep adding to it pillar-wise. Like, I can just have more pillars going across the roof, which probably would make it look a little better. But do I feel like doing that right now? No. I am liking this, though. We'll add a little bit more to it later on, but this is a pretty sick base. And then also obviously we got to add a giant water cage out here at some point, but I'm just yet to do that. Okay, I think it's time I should go tame myself a Tuso. So as most of you probably know, taming a Tuso is pretty easy. You just gotta let it grab onto one of your tames, and then you can just swim up to its mouth / beak type thing, and that's where you feed it the black pearls. It's really not a hard process at all. I grabbed exactly 100 black pearls, which is enough for only 2 feeds, as Tusos eat 50 black pearls at a time. Anywho, I hopped on Lizard, and I killed a few things around the bubble for raw meat, so I could heal her up before going back out into the ocean. Alright, we're fully healed up. Lizard's looking very strong. Let's head out and get a Tuso, because no matter how strong a lizard is, an imprinted fully level Tuso, a high level, it's gonna be night and day stronger than lizard. No, before I leave base, I also would like to make a dino ball gun. Just makes getting dinos in the balls a little bit easier. Dino Digitizer, that's what it's called. Going back out into the Atlantis part of the map, I soon found another low-level Tuso accompanied by another one that looked much more promising. Gotta be another one. Yeah, right there. Oh, 145, 28 health, 35 melee. Bang! Oh! Hey there. I made sure Lizard was set on passes before getting the 145's attention and letting it grab a hold of Lizard. I then quickly hopped off and swam up to its mouth to feed it and tame it. Yes! Oh, I got it. It tamed in one. 47 health, 47 melee. Alright, let's go back to base and make this thing a saddle. Hold up. I should probably kill this body. If you didn't know, a new dinosaur won't respawn in its place until the body is harvested. So make sure, if you're like farming tributes, make sure to destroy the body. Oh, that's a loot drop. Hold up. Oh, shotgun blueprint? I had to kill another Tuso before I could get to that drop, but the shotgun blueprint was not even that good, as it only had 250 damage and it was pretty expensive to craft as well. That is probably not worth crafting. I mean, I'm gonna hold on to it, but that's not very good at all. Okay, we can finally check out this terminal. Pretty cool looking terminal. Okay, here we go. Golmar Alpha. Okay, looks like you can only do alpha bosses. So Golmar, artifacts, Megalodon teeth, dark boss, Tuso tentacles, and more artifacts. And then water monster, water boss. Okay, so this one might be an open world boss. You can just find it. So this is the only one that's underwater, but these two are on land for some reason. So how's that gonna work? I'm gonna have to find a terminal that's on land. I don't know if I've discovered one of those yet, because I'm not deploying a Rex army underwater. Yeah, once again, really not my favorite how there's land bosses in this underwater map. I feel like they should all be underwater, but it's whatever. I actually am really enjoying this map so far. When I got back home, I sorted through my stuff, but I left a stack of 50 black pearls on me just in case I ran into another high-level male Tuso. Alright, what do I need for a Tuso saddle? Of course, paste and then fiber. It's actually not that expensive. Considering I got a ton of keratin from taking out the other Tusos, cooking up the paste was not an issue. So I soon had the saddle made and I could take out the Tuso for a test drive. Breeding them. Dude, base stats, 28k health, 4 under melee. Wow, this thing is going to be absurd. Nothosaurus definitely doing more damage as of currently. Definitely need a leveled and imprinted Tuso. Oh, there's my levels. 60k health, melee. Just killing literally everything in the ocean right now. 70k health and then melee. Bang. Okay, I remember through my Aquatica playthrough, a little tip, if you want to heal up your Tuso really fast, you can grab on the creatures, but I find the best creature to grab onto is a high level donkey because they take reduced damage and they have a lot of health. This one's like only level 90, I think, but look, I'm just gonna grab him. You can swim around. You're only doing 29 damage, but you're healing 100 health per attack. So it's a very good way to heal. Anyways, that was it for the little spin around the block with the Tuso. So I made my way back to base and moved both parries out so I could sort through some stuff and actually attend to something that I've been wanting to do for a minute now. Get this cooked metal out of these forges, and I kind of want to set my focus on making a grinder as I said I would days and days ago. I really just want to have one and see how efficient it actually is, since I get comments about it literally all the time, and it should be pretty easy to farm out now that I have my donkey. And I think that'll also give some time for some more Tusos to spawn in. It required a decent amount of paste to craft, so I decided it was also time for a chemistry bench. So of course I queued up a bunch of electronics and threw out Doggett to stock up on stone in the meantime. Okay, I'm just gonna be missing the poly. Guess I'm just gonna have to craft more paste because I'm gonna have to make polymer. Alright, I need to go find a good supply of crystal with the donkey. Should also line up some poly to craft. You know what, this is going to be pretty slow. I'll just throw this guy out once I find some crystal, and I'll go like swim on lizard first. Okay, I think I see some crystal down there. I did have to take out a few eels before deploying Doggett and munching up those crystals. Holy crystal farm, 700 per? Dude, what? The donkey is just so OP. That is until it actually came to fighting anything. In that case, the donkey was not very OP. Oh no. The donkey does no damage. Back at the crib on day 35, I brought in all the crystal and I used the last few bits of keratin that I had to make the paste. Need more keratin. I'll go in the ocean with my Tuso. Just kill stuff in there. I need to find like a carbon nemesis. Oh, perfect. I probably need to find a lot of carbos. Yeah, that gave like nothing. Drop with a ring? Ooh, there's actually some good stuff in there. I packed up all the anglers in the area, as well as this donkey, which gave me a decent amount of chitin before grabbing that drop full of goodies. Hold on. Good gilly, a great hatchet. Okay, eels Loki. Shred my Tuso. Oh, that's an alpha Tuso. Level 20? Oh, wow. Where did you come from? Oh, there's 2! There are 2 alpha Tusos. What? Okay, I can definitely kill them if I fight them one at a time, but there are 2. They were both low level, so I had to kill them. So of course, I found the ceiling of their attention span again, and I abused it to the best of my ability while also going in for free hits. This will give me the keratin, a ton of levels, and maybe some good loot. That's how you keratin farm, I guess. Wow. And I'm good for long black pearls for all eternity now, too. That's like exactly what I needed. 2 Alpha Tusos is wicked. I grabbed another purple drop with a ring before making my way back home to cook up the paste that I needed for the chemistry bench and finally retiring the group of mortar and pestles. There we go, chemistry bench made. Where do I want to slap this thing? Probably put it over here. Let's throw this keratin in here. We need to start grinding out for a grinder now, which is very, very expensive. 800 cementing paste was a pretty crazy requirement, but the 2 Alpha Tusos definitely helped out, so I just have to farm up a bunch of stone now. Throw out my Tuso just to keep me safe, like for reasons like that. He's picking up my parasaur! Yo, dude! Bro. Or that wasn't my parasaur, that was a random one. Oh, I thought he was eating my parasaur. That would have been insane if my Tuso ate my own parry. I mean, it would have been insane, but I would have been very sad. A little bit of farming later, I had all the paste cooked up in the chemistry bench, so I loaded up the fabricator and I got to making the polymer as well. Need to get more obsidian for polymer crafting. This is going to take forever to craft. Yeah, this is going to take forever to craft because I'm crafting 600 hard polymer in one fabricator, but it must be done. Just need to find more obsidian to farm up. Oh, bro, here's some obsidian. Literally had to circle the whole thing. Hope this gives me enough because I cannot find any more. I grabbed all the nodes I could see and swam back home to slowly start converting it all into hard polymer. This grinder better be good, man, because I sure am grinding for it. Polymer's crafting slowly but surely. I'm gonna be out of paste. Should barely have enough obsidian, maybe. I definitely needed to go out and get more keratin from Tusos, so I grabbed mine and got ready to head out on the morning of day 37. Alright, let's go get the chitin and keratin that I need to finally make this grinder. Yeah, killing donkeys is probably the move since they give chitin. Too easy. Too easy. I killed a couple more before swimming back to base to turn that into paste, polymer, and to finally craft the industrial grinder. Okay. Oh, I can make the grinder. A lot of grinding for this grinder, bro. This thing better be worth it. You guys in the comments, you guys better be on to something. Oh wow, this thing's huge. Maybe I just add a second floor right here. Do I even have the resources to fund that though? Most likely not. Not really a problem with my Dunkleo, as a couple of bites got me all the stone I would need, so I could craft a few ceilings and bring about the second floor. This thing is massive. I replaced the stairs with a hatch frame and ladder before slapping down the grinder and testing it out. Okay, so let's try it. Journeyman harpoon launcher. Let's throw this into the grinder. What happens? You guys were wrong. You guys were not wrong. You guys were so cooking. Thank you. Thank you in the comments. Dude, that's insane. Wow, holy goated comment section. All right, what else can I grind? Why do I hear a Dilo? He's picking on Perry and then like, dude, you spit on him and then ran away. Really? Holy coward. Anywho, I grinded up a Hydrovanta saddle as well, and that gave me a decent amount of resources. What else? I might not have that much else. Ooh, that AK, those riot boots. That might be it. I don't have a ton of good loot because drops are, you don't see a ton of them. Yeah. Okay, looks like it caps out at 200 metal, but it gives you organic polymer, which is interesting too. Definitely cool though. I like it. Sweet. Okay. Well, we've got that checked off the list. It fits pretty well. Oh, you know, I just got a good idea to make it look even better in here though. Yeah, that looks sick. Anywho, my forges still had some metal left over in them, but they were all out of wood. So as day 38 rolled around, I headed out to get stocked up on just that. Forges are being set ablaze once again. Oh, I've got all this polymer. I should probably repair my scuba tanks. How crazy would it be to upgrade one of these? Hold on. Wow, 300 Dura. That's very solid. Okay, now that we've got the base cooking a little bit, we've got the grinder, which was a good goal. Definitely happy that's done. I want to go back out to a terminal, and I know we looked at the bosses, but I never actually looked at what tributes I needed. So that's definitely something I need to do. And it's probably still wise to bring a backup. No, I don't need a backup. I'm good. And I'm stuck is what I am. Yeah, okay, let's go to a terminal, and let's see what tributes I actually need for the bosses. Because I don't remember off the top of my head. Definitely gonna make it a point now to check drops as I see them. Just take all the loot even if I don't need it, because I can just grind it up and get a bunch of free resources. Dude, there's an alpha moza. It looks kind of stuck. Do I try and kill it? I don't know. I might have to come back with an imprinted Tusa. That thing has 144,000 health. Anyways, I was here to see the tribute requirements for all the bosses, so I had to peek into the terminal and I saw that both of the main bosses required the same artifacts. However, they did differ. One needed 15 megalodon teeth and the other needed 12 Tuso tentacles, which I already had. So I just need to get artifacts. I just need to find out where they are. Boss only spawned from 2:50 in the afternoon till 10:50? What? That's weird. Well, I guess I gotta do some research on how to actually find the artifacts, or I guess where they're at. But I also need to get a Tuso army going for that water boss. Should probably do some more research on the bosses as well. Oh, the Alpha Moses saw me. That was my cue to leave and go back home. I was running a bit low on food, so I hopped on Lizard to kill a few things around the bubble and throw the meat onto the grill. There we go. That's some good meat. Honestly, I'll claim this little guy. This will be a solid berry farmer. The explosion's so funny. Does a ton of damage. Anyway, as I was doing, let's get some berries and we'll raise up this little Bronto. Probably won't get a ton of use out of it, but I don't know. It's still nice to have. You can tell it's late at night when I'm recording this. I'm like, I can catch myself slurring my words. And I need to go to bed. 45,000 food. Wow, that's insane. This guy's going to need more berries, but I'll just harvest them when he's fully grown. On day 39, it was once again time to hit the 7 seas in search of a high-level breeding partner for my Tuso, as I really wanted to get an imprinted one as soon as possible. So I grabbed a bunch of black pearls from my fabricator, hopped on Lizard, and headed out to conduct a thorough search of the waters below. I think I'm just gonna head back to where I've seen Tusos before. I know I've seen them over by this bubble marker, killed them last time, so they should be able to respawn now. And I haven't been there in a little bit, so hopefully there's some more. We're back over here by the hanging skeletons, which is very pleasant, not scary at all. Oh, there's one right there, level 20. That's awful. There's another one, another 2. Oh, 150? 75. Dude, that 150 has 44 points into health. What? How is that possible? That's insane. All right, I've got to kill the 75 so I can tame that 150. Dude, 44 points into health is absurd. I think mine has 44 points after tame. I completely broke the Tuso's ankles, or tentacles, I guess in this case. Anyways, I got a bunch of good hits in, eventually killing the low level, leaving only the 150 for me to tame. All right, now I'm gonna let it grab me. Bang, dude, one feed, 55 points into health. Bro, this thing's insane. All right, let's get it back to base. And we are definitely breeding these things immediately. I also harvested the corpse of the 2 squids for keratin before making it back to the crib to find my Bronto has also grown up now. What are you doing at my base, boy? All right, need to make another Tuso saddle as well for this guy. All right, let's grab my other one as well. So this one has 47 in the melee, 47 in the health. This has 40 melee, 55 health. So we need the melee from the female and the health from the male. I threw them both out to breed and waited around as I still didn't have that water cage that I planned on building to protect my water tames from random things in the ocean. So while the Tusos were busy doing their things, I threw out Duggett to farm up stone again. Oh, it's actually incubating. Sweet. Come on, give me a perfect baby on the first try. Let's keep farming stone in the meantime. I'm gonna need a ton of it because I'm gonna need a behemoth gate on one side and then walls surrounding the 2 others and then ceilings. The Tuso egg popped early on the morning of day 40 and it got the good health but bad melee. I don't know, I'm just gonna throw this in a dino ball and forget about it. Unfortunate. Not a big deal though. We'll keep breeding until we get a good breeding pair. Dude, oh, good job, Bronto. Oh wait, no, it's not dead. This guy's already producing another egg. Anyways, I actually decided to feed that itchy bird and tame one for the first time despite how much I actually hate them. But you guys didn't expect me to tame this. This is what you get for flying into my base, dude, and attacking my stuff. The second Tuso egg was ready as well, but I picked it up for now and threw it in the fridge for a minute to start work on the underwater cage. Come on, Perry. Got some lumberjacking to do. Another egg. Okay, first let's make the behemoth gateway and gate. So I need to know how many foundations wide or long this gateway actually is. I think it's 9. It's probably 10 off the top of my head. I brought all the stone from my donkey inside and crafted up a bunch of ceilings and pillars so I could start expanding onto the base. Oh, it's 8. They're 8 wide, okay. Oh, my bird tamed. I don't even like this thing. The construction of the water cage continued on to day 41 up until I got distracted by yet another thief wandering onto my property. Hey, who's herding Skittles? A Pego? Really? Give me that back. Dude, this guy had my other pickup gun. I need to place some foundations around here to block off spawns because these itchies and pegos are starting to get annoying. Anyways, I decided to throw the 2 Tuso eggs out to incubate while I continued setting up the foundation of the cage. Okay, so here's the foundation for it. We're going to place the gate on this side, and then obviously we're going to build the cage around it on this foundation. Behemoth gate is 8 foundations wide, so I made this a 10 by 10 just to have a little bit more space. And then yeah, we're going to build up walls and then have ceilings above this as well. but this will be a good baby raising area. Like, we got a bunch of Zyphax getting way too close. I could not have that near my base at all, especially while I'm building, so I hopped on one of the Tusos to quickly get rid of them. And by the time I returned, the baby Tusos were hatching, so I checked them both out real quick. Both the bad stats. Oh, 225, surely. 55 health, 47 meta. Okay, perfect female. So we gotta raise this, and this one is just kind of a free-for-all. It's not imprinted. FFA. So this is definitely going to take a little bit to raise. Make sure it has enough food. I waited for its imprint and fed it a cooked meat for 100% imprint before I could continue working on the cage. In the meantime, let's just start building the cage around this. It won't be fun, but it's gotta be done. So I think I'm actually going to build this cage with windows for the walls. I don't think anything will be able to swim through, and it'll still get some daylight, or I guess, yeah, light in. Still haven't found a great way to farm wood, man. Still just doing it with chainsaws and parasaurs. Oh, what's up, ugly? This is my first time actually looking at you. Definitely wasn't wrong with your name. You are ugly. And why do you sit so high on my shoulder? You're sitting there for all eternity. No, not you. I don't want you to follow me. Perry, your AI has to be better than that, man. Come on. Where are you going? Where are you going? Anyways, I farmed up and crafted a ton of walls again, and I was almost done with one of the sides of the cage. Yeah, y'all can see it kind of coming together. This actually does look pretty sick. But yeah, it's coming together pretty well. We just got to do this wall, or finish this wall, do this wall, and then obviously put a ceiling over it. That being said, day 42 kicked off with another stone run on Duggett, and I finished the first side of the cage, only though to find out I have made a fatal flaw in aligning my base with the edge of the bubble. Oh wow. Turns out my whole build is pretty slanted, but that's actually very annoying. Look at that. Whatever. Not changing it now. What are you looking at? What is that? 7, 8 times 3, so I need 24 more walls. And then we can move on to the ceilings, and then we're done building the cage. This thing is also taking its sweet time to grow up, man. I soon had all the walls of the cage placed in, and I started working on getting the ceilings built as well. Alright, man, now just onto the ceilings, and then we have the cage fully built. This thing's actually like really big. This is nice. This squid should be about grown too. Let's bring the male in. A slight issue I ran into on day 43 while placing ceilings is I ran out of foundation support towards the middle of the cage. Alright, just, I don't know, 40-ish more ceilings, and we're good. But I need to place some foundations down here because they're running out of support. Also, my Tuso is fully grown, so that's breeding now, which is good. Bang. Here we go. It's built, dude. Got a nice cage. I'll be able to raise some hopefully strong Tusos in here, and I can feel safe in the water around my base. Nice. With this now fully built, I could actually focus on getting a perfect breeding pair of Tusos, so I waited for a couple of eggs to hatch, or maybe more than a couple. Why did I just hear a baby hatch? Were these guys on breeding? Was there an egg I didn't see? Oh, well, this one's bad anyway. It doesn't matter. No, I guess there was an egg I didn't see. Ooh, 229 surely. Perfect male. Bet. Okay, so now we'll have a breeding pair. We just gotta wait for it to grow up. And another perfect male. Perfect. I renamed them to Boss before throwing the old male into a dino ball for all eternity, as I would not need him anymore. Start upgrading health. Dude, like realistically, these things are gonna get up to like 100k health and like 1000 damage. It's going to be insane. I placed a feeding trough in the cage as well, so I could just fill it with meat and not have to worry about feeding all the squids individually. I then imprinted the two babies so I could leave them to grow up. Alright, now these two are raising, they're both imprinted. As I said, I gotta wait for one of the male ones to grow up, and then we can start breeding them. However, I don't want to just have to sit around base while I'm waiting for them to produce eggs, so I want to tame an oviraptor. Now, I know oviraptors can't go in the water, but I think if I place one like right here, right next to the entrance of the water, and put the two breeders like right up in this corner, it should grab the eggs. It should. So I do have some unfertilized eggs that I should be able to tame a Nothosaurus pretty easily. Okay, let's go look for an oviraptor. It actually didn't take too long to find one, except for some reason it was fighting an iguanodon of all things, trying to protect its children, I guess. There's a baby, there's a baby. I can just claim a baby. Hold on, come back. No, you killed him! Okay, I think, oh, there's another. Well, that was easier than expected and not at all stressful. Why would you kill him? Lizard. We just ate a child for no reason. Anyway, let's bring this thing back to base now. I'll feed it some eggs, it'll grow up, and then once the male Tuso is grown, it can start collecting the Tuso eggs while I do other things. I threw the baby oviraptor out at base and imprinted it as well before feeding it a couple of unfertilized eggs. I need to feed it something for its food to go up, or it's just gonna eat all the eggs and then eat the fertilized ones after. Do you eat fish meat? Oh yeah, I can force feed it fish meat so its food goes up. It grew up pretty quickly, so I deployed it close to the bubble so it could get on egg collection duty immediately. Now those Tusos still have a solid few minutes of growing time left, so in the meantime I decided to do some research on the artifacts. Dude, it's showing my pickup gun on my belt. That's so sick, bro. I've got a Glock. About to like quick draw. That's sick. Anywho, I had the coordinates for the artifacts, so I added markers for all of them on my map. Okay, so I did some research on the artifacts and I couldn't find a single video showing the cave locations or really where they're at all. However, I am in the maps Discord and they just have all the artifacts. They have all the artifacts like listed where they're at. So you can see I've got them named and marked on my map. So we've got the Cunning, Lost, Shadows, Skylord, and it looks like my base is like right on top of the destroyer, the artifact of the destroyer. So I'm assuming it's down below my base because I'm pretty much as high as you can go. That's the world border, unless it's like up on one of these pillars, which I don't think it is. I mean, I might as well check. It's right here. No, I really don't think it's up here. But with that, these guys still have a little bit before they mature. So I'm just gonna put my female squid right here like this, tentacles in the ground so it's not getting in the way. We'll put breeding on, and I'll put breeding on this dude as well. So once he grows up, they'll get to it. And then you, surely you're close enough to collect eggs. Just to make sure, I grabbed one of the unfertilized eggs and threw it out next to the squids and watched it pick it up. Oh yeah, he got it. With that, I can actually head out now and go look for the first artifact. So I grabbed one of my old squids, put on the scuba, and started heading towards the artifact of the shadows, which was all the way on the left side of the map. I don't know, we'll see if they're in super strong caves with super high level dinos. I kind of doubt it, but you know, I guess we'll find out. Here we go. Who's this? An alpha? Oh, an alpha Tuso. All right, I want to leave that there. I'd like to come back and kill that with one of my boss Tusos. That would just give it some good levels. Anywho, I made it to the coordinates of the artifact, and I came up on what looked to be another air bubble, except this one was kind of a drop down. All right, let me investigate. Oh yeah, dude, there's no water down here. Okay, this place does look really big. Let's go back up to base, and we'll actually come back with lizard, since lizard can go in water and in air. Is this the border? What is this? What the? Where am I? This is like an aberration part. How did I get here? What? I gotta come back and investigate this with lizard as well. By the time I got back home, it started getting really cold again, so I decided to wait until it was safe to go out again, otherwise I'm just gonna freeze to death. So in the meantime, I wanted to look into making an industrial cooker for medical brews, as those would always come in handy. However, I do not have enough metal to actually craft that, so it's time to feed the addiction a little bit more. Okay, awesome. Metal is distributed. Now I gotta get wood to actually start the forges. I fired up the forges with whatever wood I had lying around before going out to get more with Perry. Okay, looks like the Tusos are breeding. Let's make sure the Oviraptor does his job and picks up the egg. I'm gonna make a new box for my boss dinos as well. It'll just be good to separate them. Okay, perfect. I'll leave these guys to do their thing. Now we'll go back out. It's starting to warm up. Go back out and check out this artifact again, but this time on the back of Lizard. Oh, I am drowning. Come on, Lizard. Let's go get us an artifact. I grabbed a blue drop with a couple of Ascendant saddles inside that I could grind up later before making it out back to that cave with the artifact inside. Alright, let's get out of the water. Okay, this is a cool area. So what are we actually working with here? What's down here? Looks like some Parasaurus. That's, oh, and some lag. Some lag is also down here. Is that a Gacha? What? Really? Okay. Looks like there's two ways to go. There's another Gacha. This place is huge. I think this has got to be the way to go. Man, this is far back, dude. Wow, this place is massive. Turns out this was in fact not the right way to go, as it just kind of leads back into the ocean. So I had to go back and try another path. Does this just lead back to the ocean too? What? They all just lead back to the ocean. Unless I'm in the wrong spot. Maybe I need to go up to the aberration part. I could just be in the complete wrong spot. Yeah, maybe it's not down here at all. Maybe it's up in the aberration part where I was just at. That would make sense because I think the artifact of the shadows is normally native to aberration. That being said, I swam up to the aberration part, but it looked like just to be another bubble or air pocket like the other one. Going over to where the artifact should be, and it's not here. Is it in the water? All right, I'm gonna go to right where the coordinates say. Swimming down, it can't be up. Well, this looks like a cave down. Hold up, we might be cooking. Look, this is really looking like a cave. Yeah, no, this has to be a cave. There's a bunch of nasty stuff in here. I decided that my strategy would be just to swim past literally everything all the way to the back of the cave, as that's where one would usually expect to find an artifact. What was that? Air room. Oh, there's bats in here. Okay, well, we gotta be going to the right place. Oh, and a mantis? All right, let's just use my ult. Let's get in the center of everyone and use my ult. Let's get everyone's attention and use the ult. 450? This bat is level 450. A rubble golem? No way. I do 56 damage a bite. I can't fight that guy. Since there wasn't much of a fight I could put up against that, I just had to continue running through everything. This is a dead end. Oh, is it up there? Luckily for me, I've got just a few grapples on me. I grappled up there, but the artifact was nowhere to be seen, so I had to look into it a bit more and do some research again. Okay, luckily my good friend Justify has played this map. He played it about a year ago. So I totally was not just watching his video on where I should go for this thing. So I think I need to head this direction, maybe. I didn't get the exact location from his video because obviously there was cuts in the footage. But basically, he said this place is just massive and good luck finding the artifact. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting this map to have some really easy caves, but I am severely mistaken. Wait, I hear it. Oh wait, no, this is a drop. Oh, an Ascendant Cardo Saddle? And a medical brew. I'll actually eat that. As much as I was flaming flyers on this map, a Pteranodon was starting to sound like a pretty good option. Especially since this cave is massive and it has a bunch of ledges everywhere that I just can't reach on the ground. I can't search all of this on foot. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here and go tame a flyer and come back. Oh, another drop. Speaking of getting out, I actually had to try and find a way out of here since I'm now completely lost. Hold on, this might be it. This might be the way. Nope, this is totally just where I came from. Oh, chat, we might be lost. I might have to start a new life in this cave, bro. Hold on, I think I can get out. Yeah, I can get out this way. Okay, so that is definitely the right cave I need to be in. I am just severely underprepared for it. I need to go tame a Pteranodon or something, which honestly I feel kind of bad about because I remember at the very start of this video I said that they gotta be pretty much useless on this map. Okay, I know that cave kind of kicked my butt, but I will say I do like that it's kind of big and confusing and like, I don't know, hard to get through. I think caves that are challenging like that are a lot better than ones that are too easy. I mean, you're supposed to be able to work hard to get artifacts. So honestly, big bonus points, big ups to this map. I'm not gonna lie, I am really loving it so far, and I do think it is a better experience than Aquatica by far. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments below. Anywho, when I returned home, I checked on the Oviraptor and threw the couple of eggs out that he was holding onto to hatch before making a few more grapples for that cave. Also, while I'm here, let's grind up these Ascendant saddles. Oh, I just realized we got a mutation. Yeah, some of them are coming out pink, which is pretty cool. I don't think it was what type of mutation is it? It's a food mutation, that's what it is. Nice. Exactly what I need. Well, at least they look cool. I fed and imprinted both of them and ran back inside as I could actually pull for an industrial cooker now, so I crafted up one of those for medical brew production. Now we need to cook up some narcotics as well as get Tinto berries. I did have that Bronto now too, so I made it a saddle and then went out to farm some berries with it. Okay, let's cook up some med brews. Now let's run around the bubble as well, see if I can find a PT to knock out. It doesn't have to be a great level, but obviously I really would prefer if it was a high level. There we go, PT. 145, perfect. It was flying above this little platform above me, so I went out into the ocean and barrel rolled up top so I could bolo the PT as it flew down to me. Perfect. And I even found an ovis for mutton, so I chopped that up and fed it to the bird and then waited until it woke up tamed. Alright, PT's tamed. Let's go back to base, make a saddle up for it, try and give it a few levels too. With the PT saddled, I hopped on and I flew around the bubble killing some easy pickings and munching on trees. If you didn't know, trees give really good XP levels for some reason, and I need to upgrade the PT's weight a little bit. Alright, that'll do it. This is good enough to fly through caves. When I returned to the crib, I checked on my Tusos real quick and I saw that there was an eel trying to get to me. Yo, you can try to get in, dude. Can you get in? Ah, the cage is working, the cage is working. Oh no! The cage kind of works. Okay. Anyway, let's head back out to that cave and finally get this artifact once and for all. I swam back down into the cave on Lizard, and once I made it to the land part, I waddled deeper into the safer part where I could actually deploy my PT. Alright, here we go. We're out on the PT. Let's find this artifact now. Here's another drop. Ooh, demolishing this pistol would actually be good, and those are Very good. Gauntlets. All right. The artifact has to be in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's right here. It's right here. Got it, man. Bang. Okay. Let's get out of here. Now, it's good where I figured out where the artifact is because I am going to have to come back and get it because I'm going to need it for one of the other boss fights since you just need the same artifacts for both. Back to base we go, though. All right. Let's toss this artifact into the tributes box. How are my Tusos doing? All right. This guy's fully raised. My Oviraptor had collected a decent amount of eggs now, so I threw them all out to hatch so I could get a start on my army since these things do take a solid minute to grow up anyway. While the eggs were incubating, I went out with my FFA Tuso and I killed a bunch of nasties in the close proximity around my base for meat. Then as the babies popped, I claimed them and renamed some of them to boss before getting the imprint on them, well, some of them at least. Basic kibble, bruh. Alright, we've got a few more Tusos growing, which is good. Okay, I'm gonna leave those to raise, do their thing. These guys are gonna put out a few more eggs for me. Got a bunch of metal, which is good. Since two of the bosses are unfortunately land bosses, I don't want to do it, but I've got to tame Rexes, man. So we need to make some more Trank Darts, maybe upgrade the long neck a little bit, and then set out to one of the other bubbles and begin looking for Rexes. I had plenty of charcoal to work with from my forges as well as a bunch of gunpowder, so I could stock up on rifle bullets real fast and focus on upgrading the long neck instead. More pearls. Bro, more metal? Alright, well, I guess this isn't getting much of an upgrade. Alright, let's go out and try and tame some Rexes. Oh wait, I've got this pistol I can grind up. On day 51, I made it out to the big land part of the map in search of Rexes. Oh, I should have just brought my Pteranodon. This would have made checking way easier. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go back to base and grab my PT. Alright, got the PT, let's go back. Oh, dude, what is your neck? Oh, passive tame? Wow, your neck is big. Anyways, when I returned, I threw the PT out and put Lizard in my pocket to start the real scouting. Alright, let's look for Rexes. Oh, 145. Pretty bad stats. Let's keep looking. Oh, a Yudi? Forgot I probably do need one of those. Anyways, the next Rex that I ended up coming across was a 140 male with 35 points into health pre-tame. Safe to say I'm definitely going to be taming that one. So I quickly swapped over back to Lizard and helped the Rex kill a few Brontos that it was fighting so I could start tranking it out. There we go. Got it knocked out. Not bad. Not bad at all knocking it out on the back of Lizard. Alright, let's get this thing taming. I really don't have to babysit it or anything, so I can just go around looking for another Rex as well. I did, however, take out an Alpha Raptor that was kind of close by on day 52, and I did a solid amount of wandering around on Lizard before realizing I've still got my PT on me. I just realized I've still been running around on my Lizard. Anywho, I didn't really find anything high level for a minute, and the first Rex was about to wake up, so I flew back to sit out with that until it tamed. Okay, Rex is tamed, please. 45 melee, okay, could be better, but that is pretty solid. 45 health, sorry. 45 health, could be better, but pretty solid. Now we need better melee. 36 points into melee is not going to cut it. On that note, I continued looking around for other high levels, but the only thing I could find was that 145 female, which didn't have the best stats. I might as well knock it out and tame it. It's only got 20 points in the melee though. It would take an actual miracle for this to get up with a high melee stat after tame, but I guess you just never know in Ark, so I'm gonna gamble it and knock it out. I really don't have much faith in it to come out good, but I don't know what other option I have. I brought it a bunch of Primee, and I kind of just waited around the area while it was taming. On day 53, I packed up yet another Alpha Raptor, and this one actually hooked me up with a decent crossbow. Oh, 150, think? Oh, okay, 20 in the melee. Wait, what gender is it? It's another male. All right, I might have to do some breeding out stats, but I need a better melee stat. I was low-key getting pieced up by the spear elephant and Rexes, so I brought it over to the water to lose aggro and deal with it that way before I could trank out the 150 male as well. Dude, he's like Barney colors. All right, I cannot trank him out with all of these guys here. Just gotta abuse the water. Oh yeah, I can just sit in the water and I don't think they'll come for me. Eventually, the Rexes got separated, so I killed the low levels, leaving only the 150 for me to trank out in peace. Then, once it was asleep, I dealt with yet another Alpha Raptor. Alright, my other Rex tamed. I'm really not expecting much from it, but let's go pick it up. Yeah, 32 in the melee. That is pretty buns. What is this thing? This is like a Demogorgon looking creature. This giant statue? I wonder if one of the bosses is gonna look like that. That's insane looking. Anywho, I waited for my 150 Rex to wake up on day 54, hoping it would get a melee stat over 40. Oh, yo! Just deploy the gang on him. Bro, I didn't realize when it tamed, the elephants would just go for it immediately. Okay, this is the new one. Please have good melee. 43. I mean, it's better than what I have. It's still not great though. Okay, so we're gonna have to breed out some stats, man, because both of the male Rexes I have the good stats, and the female doesn't have any good stats. So I've got some work ahead of me. On that note, I swam back to base only to find the Ichthyotitan attacking my water cage. Yo, come here, dude. I want to tame this. I don't know. This 30k torpor. I'm killing it. 700 damage a bite? I don't know. Maybe I do need to tame this. This thing's doing a ton of damage. Dude, that very well might be worth taming. But for now, I had a different side quest to attend to, and that was of course to start breeding on my Rexes. So let's breed these two together first, and I need a female with the health. You know what? I should throw these guys out over by the Oviraptor. What am I doing? All right, dude, how many eggs you got? Oh, plenty of eggs to raise a Tuso army. All right, we're probably gonna be at base for the next few days, just raising an army, man, because we're over halfway through the video and I'm still yet to fight a boss, making me a little nervous. I definitely needed to lock in and get my armies going as soon as possible. They're definitely gonna need some time to gain levels in Dino Balls once they're actually grown. So I have 7 boss Tusos. No, I have 9 boss Tusos, I think. 6. Yeah, 9 boss Tusos. So I'd like another 9. This is going to be crazy, bro. This place is going to be so full. I also wouldn't need any more eggs, so I stopped them from breeding by cryoing them and turned off the egg collection on my Oviraptor for the time being so I could throw out the eggs around the whole water cage. Dude, once these are all fully grown in here, this is going to be insane. All right, I need to get meat for them ASAP. They're just gonna shred through it. They've got so much health to heal. So cool how they're pink. 62 levels. Wow. Yeah, let's do like 100k health. Insanity. And then melee. These things are going to be absurd, bro. Yeah, these things are absurd. You know, I really don't need that Ichthyotitan. I'm gonna go kill it. You just don't stand a chance, dog. Got it. After restocking the troughs on day 55, I started claiming the baby Tusos that popped out. Oh, triplets. Wow. Well, that's okay, because I bet we'll get some Tusos that I can't imprint, because they're going to want, like, kibble or something stupid. The boss is an open world boss, so as long as I can fit the Tusos, I can bring as many as I want. The more the better, man. Once they were all claimed, I separated the triplets and twins so I could actually get to the imprint on all of them. Please just want cuddles. Cooked fish meat, I can do that. Cuddle, cuddle. Oh, we're getting super lucky. Walk, I can do that. Cooked prime meat, okay. Cuddle. Oh yeah, dude, we got super lucky with imprints this time around. Simple kibble, okay. We had one mess up. So yeah, I can't imprint you. So you were going in a box for the rest of your existence. All right, now let's take these two on a walk / I guess swim. With all the Tusos imprinted and raising, I could start worrying about making saddles for them, which could actually turn into a whole process of its own since hide is really not easy to get in the ocean. So I am a little worried about collecting hide because you really don't get any hide from sea creatures. And obviously I can kill things in the bubble, but there's only so many things I can kill. All right, now we got to make sure we have our Rexes on track. Need to get a breeding pair before I do anything else. I crafted a couple of air conditioner units, which I placed just outside the base as a little hatching area, and I threw out the first Rex egg to incubate. So it's just another male with the bad melee. So this one just, yeah. Dino ball. While waiting for more eggs, I did some more killing around the perimeter since the Tusos were actively shredding through the trough stocks, meaning they needed constant refills. Ooh, fur chest piece? Alright, Tusos are fed once again. Time to focus on the Rexes again. Egg number 2 was another male with both the bad stats, so unfortunately just another addition to the storage box. On day 56, I threw out 2 eggs that hatched and one of them produced triplets. Whoa, triplets, please one of y'all be good. Bad. Okay, I got a female with the health. Perfect. I can now stop the parents from breeding since I had to wait around until the baby Rex grew up as I just needed to get the other male's melee onto it for it to be a perfect breeding pair. Alright, this Rex is raising to get it over there so it'll start breeding soon after and then we can get a breeding pair. Tusos are going strong as well. Alright, in the meantime, while that Rex is raising up, I think it's time we go out and get another artifact. Maybe we look for the Destroyer artifact, which is supposedly right under me. So let's make sure to bring my Pteranodon again, and then we'll just go on Lizard. He just seems to be a better caving, or she just seems to be a better caving creature. So I'm just gonna swim out and then down, I guess. Is it in these ruins? No, not in these either. It's not looking to be a cave entrance anywhere around here. What's your issue, dog? Oh, it's the Tylosaurus, but I'm the goat, so I'm gonna kill it. It swims so fast. I don't know, dude. I might have to do some more research. What? Is it up? It's a bubble. No. Okay. Yeah, I messed up. So I think when I was putting in the coordinates into my maps for the artifacts, I just forgot to put the artifact's coordinates in. I just named it and called it a day. So that's why it placed right on my base, because I just put my coordinates in instead of the artifacts. So the destroyer artifact is actually down in the Atlantis part of the map. Good move on me, man. Good move. Well, that took some time. Let me head back up to base real quick. The Tusos should be all grown up, so I'm just going to throw them in Dino Balls to heal and gain levels. Yep, they're all grown up. Okay, into Dino Balls you all go. Perfect, so that's the underwater boss army sorted. 20 very powerful Tusos. That's actually really solid. With those all stored away safely, I hopped back on Lizard and it was time to try and get that artifact again. This time at the right location. Would the cave be down here? Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's in the area above this? Like the land where I was taming Rexes? There was this sort of upper level of the water above the Atlantis part, so I checked that out too, only to find absolutely no clues on the artifact or cave that could have it. Okay, turns out I was wrong. It actually is in Atlantis. The cave entrance is just very hard to spot, which is phenomenal. Does this lead back down to Atlantis? Oh, clutch. I don't have to swim all the way. Dude, this is it. This is the cave entrance. Bro, how am I supposed to see that? I ventured down deeper into the cave and I was soon met with level 450 Zyfax to deal with, but it was no problem for Lizard since she's just the goat. Oh, there's air. Oh, bro, I'm just webbed. Come on, man, I got things to do. I need to get the artifact. Also, this is probably a good time to say I did a little bit of research and unfortunately, there are no otters on this map, meaning no kippers. Very unfortunate. Anywho, there was actually a bunch of critters up ahead, so I pulled them all together to a big group and I blew them up with my ultimate before grabbing a drop that I saw. This is looking to be another huge cave, which is pretty cool. Wait, I don't know why I'm just not flying through. I always forget I brought my PT for a reason. Oh, it's literally right here. So not as big as the last ones, but still pretty big. That artifact wasn't hard to get, it was just hard to find the cave entrance. Okay, back to base we go. We're out though, that's another artifact down. I haven't played in about a real life day, so all these Tusos have levels, and I need to upgrade into health so they can passively heal. I also want to get saddles for them, because I really want to do a first boss soon, man. I also had to worry about the Rexes, so I brought out another egg to hatch. It's a male with the health now, so this is... You're going in a Dino Ball for all eternity, man. Alright, let's start leveling up these Tusos, and then we're also just gonna craft and place saddles on them, and then put them back in the Dino Ball. Giving myself carpal tunnel by clicking so much has never felt so rewarding, as I watched the squids get up to about 100,000 health and just above 800 melee. Oh, and they would probably go even higher since they would get even more levels while I heal in the Dino Balls. My finger already hurts, man. Alright, all Tusos are leveled, now it's time to make them saddles. Am I out of metal? Oh, that's not good. Am I really out of metal? How am I out of metal? It was also too cold out to hatch the Rexes on the morning of day 59, so I had to craft yet another AC unit. But it was all worth it since one of the eggs came out as a perfect male, so now I just needed a perfect female to kickstart the army. Anywho, while that was growing, I threw out Doggett to farm metal, since I really could not leave my forges collecting dust while I was running low on metal. After that, I crafted even more Tuso saddles. I put some of them on the squids and cryoed them to continue healing in their Dino Balls. And I also ended up running low on cementing paste since the saddles required that as well. So I had to do a little stone run with my donkey just before the end of day 59. Alright, Tusos are all ready to go. I just have to let them heal up, and then we can finally take down, or fight, our first boss. Now, I just gotta finish getting a perfect breeding pair of Rexes. So I need a perfect female. The art gods heard my prayer and decided that the very next egg I threw out to hatch would bless me with exactly what I needed and more. Oh, 2 perfect females. So I paused the breeding on the parents and imprinted both of the babies before bringing one over to the perfect male. Anyways, on day 61, it was finally time to try and fight my first boss, as my Tusos are pretty much all ready to go. Got all my Tusos healed up. They've just been sitting in Dino Balls for a while between play sessions. So I think we're ready to try the water monster boss. I just need to find a terminal, and then I know the terminal says the coordinates to where it spawns, so I just need to find those. Maybe let's make a few more medical brews. I don't think I'm gonna get hit off the back. I mean, it's a water boss. Surely I won't. It was better to be safe than sorry though. So I chucked out my Bronto and did some decent lawn mowing outside my base for Tinto berries so I could cook up medical brews. I've got enough scuba. I'm bringing an extra tank just in case. Okay, let's go out find a terminal. We'll find the coordinates that I need to go to, and then we'll fight this water monster, man. Oh, there's that Alpha Moza. Should I try and kill that? That very well could decimate the Tuso I'm on though before the fight. But I really want to kill it. There's another Tuso. 2 Tusos. Yeah, man, come get it. Y'all can totally have a chance to kill me. After getting rid of those, I looked into the terminal and the boss supposedly had spawned in a cave at 8388. So let's put the waypoint in. Water, monster, 8388. Okay, so it's on like really far side of the map. All right. Let's go get it. Okay, I'm coming up to where it says the boss should be, but I'm not. Oh, is this a cave? Ooh, okay, it's totally in here. Ooh, it's not looking too big in here. Ooh, it's getting real narrow here. All right, surely it's starting to open up here. Surely this is where the boss arena is. I want to start deploying some Tusos. Okay, everyone follow me. Got everyone. Oh, this is going to be so hard. Also, everyone on neutral. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I just want to see how fast this thing gets obliterated. Decimated. There was nothing that could stop me from just completely obliterating the creatures of the cave. But I came across another narrow entry just around the corner which I couldn't even fit through. Am I really gonna have to redeploy my whole army in here? What am I working with? Yeah, there's really not much space. This has to be the arena. All right, let me get my army back in Dino balls before I do anything stupid. This has to be the arena, but where's the boss? There's like red drops in here. Okay, so unfortunately the boss is not here, and I'm not really sure why or what's up with that. So I'm thinking it's just a glitch and the boss isn't spawning in properly. So I'm gonna send out a little message in their Discord and, you know, try to get some help with it. But in the meantime, there is another underwater mini boss. It's called Sharko, and I've got it marked on my map over there in the bottom left. Apparently there's another cave to get to it. So I don't really know. That's really disappointing that we're not able to fight the boss quite yet. I'm gonna try and get some help and, you know, make sure we can actually fight the boss in this video, or if worse comes to worse, I get a spawn code for it, and then I'll be able just to summon it in for myself to fight it. Anyway, let's swim back across the map, and we're gonna try and fight this Sharko mini boss. I really don't know what's up with this thing, but I'm hoping it's there to spawn in at least, man. I'm really itching to fight something. After making it over to the coordinates, I struggled a bit to find the cave entrance as it was hidden behind a bunch of seaweed. Now, where would this cave be at? Oh, this has to be it. Oh, dude. Oh, there's stuff in there. This place is tiny. I killed all the stuff that was at the entrance before throwing out a Tuso in there and cryoing the first one. Oh, no, dude, don't leave me, bro. This cave's tiny. Not made for Tusos. Surely I can fit. Really? Okay. We're in here. Oh, I see a boss health bar. Okay, that's a good sign. Now, I want to obviously deploy my army before we get to the boss, though. Oh, I'm in here with it. Oh, no. No. I fat fingered. Dude. I jumped. I hit E on my keyboard by accident. There's no way I just did that. There's zero chance I just did that. There is zero chance I just did that with all of my Tusos on me. That's the throw of a century. That might have been my worst play in all of my almost like 8,000 hours of Ark. That's insane. That's absurd that I did that. I am repulsed at my own actions. I made it back into the cave, and while my Tusos were busy fighting the boss, I got my stuff back thanks to the Dino Digitizer, which can also actually pick up item caches and dead bodies. Okay, they're actually doing good damage to it. I kept on throwing out more and more of my army, and then just sat back and watched as they absolutely shredded through the boss. Really, it gave me unstable element and a trophy? Anything else? I can't harvest his body for some reason. Okay, well, we salvaged that. We took down a mini boss at least after quite possibly nearly the biggest fumble of all time. Wow. Okay, back to base we go. At least we've taken out one thing. After making it out of the cave on day 63, I threw out a few of my Tusos back in the ocean as I wanted to take down that Alpha Mosa as well. Where'd that Mosa go? Oh, here we go. It's hiding under this bridge. You're gonna die, bro. There's no escaping it. It's getting destroyed. Or it was at least until my Tusos collectively decided just to stop fighting for a good few seconds. All right, I could have soloed this thing. You guys are no help. Bang. Okay, now back to base we go. Dude, I think when it killed me, it like destroyed the gear I was wearing. The gauntlets are gone. So's my good scuba tank. I do want to make a trophy mount though for this Sharko head. Oh yeah, this thing does have a pretty funny looking face, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like a bumpy megalodon. I decided to upgrade another scuba tank to Apprentice, and I made some primitive flak for the pieces that I was missing before getting back on the Rex hatching duty. I don't even know what like stats to fully level into these things. Maybe like just 30k health and then melee, because I don't even know how these bosses work. I also need to start making Rex saddles as well. Anywho, I started by throwing out a couple of eggs to hatch, and I made another feeding trough for the Rexes. Alright man, yeah, the next few days are going to be spent raising and imprinting my boss Rex army. I'm recording this in the evening, so I want to get them all raised, and then overnight they'll gain a bunch of levels. So I won't have to do power leveling, which, yeah, I know you guys love to watch. Just mindless work. On day 64, I did some killing on the Tuso for fish meat and continued throwing out the Rexes to hatch as the parents produce them. There's no way you want exceptional kibble. You are spending the rest of your life in a dino ball. Okay, these should be the last few Rexes being raised here. Now I just gotta wait for them to grow up so I can put them in a dino ball and they'll gain experience overnight. So I had a pretty intense staring contest with my inventory on the morning of day 66 until my Rexes grew up and I could start cryoing them. How many Rexes is this? 15? There's like 18. Oh, I'll have like one too many. That's alright. Yo! How is he in here? No, what? Doggett! Dude, how long was she taking damage before I noticed? No! Doggett! Wait, did I kill Doggett? Did my Tuso? Okay, we gotta look back on the footage for this. No, it had the Electrophus out. Oh, Doggett's right here. I think my Tuso picked up Doggett and killed her. Oh, I'm sorry, Doggett. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's awful. Oh, Tuso, what the heck? No way, that just happened. Oh man. Doggett will surely be remembered for how goated she was at farming pretty much anything underwater. It was really hard to make peace with the way that she had to go, forcefully shoved out of the water to suffocate. On a side note though, I did have exactly 19 Rexes, but I've got to get them all saddles, which is concerning because farming metal is going to be a lot harder now without Doggett. I hope I don't need any more metal for the rest of this playthrough because Doggett is dead, and I really don't want to tame another donkey. Alright, Rexes should have a bunch of levels. Let's see what these stats are looking like. They're like 30k health. Okay, they're really not as strong as I was hoping, so I hope the bosses aren't too strong. One thing I could do to try and maximize my chances of beating the bosses was upgrade the Rex's saddles in the upgrade station. So let me take the saddle off you. Oh, and more hide. It's gonna be expensive for a Rex saddle upgrade. Yeah, see, I don't even really have much hide. Well, that's not good. Yeah, the hide was going to be a real issue, so for now, I just continued leveling the rest of my armies so they could go back into the dino balls to start healing. Okay, Rexes are leveled and healing now, which is good. So now I need to focus back on getting artifacts and also hide for Rex saddles. So I'm gonna bring a boss Tuso with me to start killing a bunch of stuff, and then I also have all these artifacts labeled on my map. So what artifacts do I have? I have Destroyer and Shadows, so I need the Cunning, Lost, and Skylord. I grabbed my PT and Lizard before throwing the boss Tuso out and heading towards the artifact of the Lost first, as it was pretty close by. Okay, yeah, this is looking like a cave entrance. Let's see how far I can go in with my squid. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to throw out my Lizard. Can I fit? Oh, man. Lizard would have a hard time dealing with these super high level creatures. Definitely happy I'm in here with my Tuso right now. I did have to switch over to Lizard for a bit since the Tuso didn't fit through, but going deeper into the cave, it opened up to this huge sort of underwater aberration area. Oh, there's an air pocket. I'm gonna throw out my PT. Oh, is that it just there? That's just back in this giant cave. Oh, Caprocell. Just gonna take this and demolish it for hide. Honestly, that wasn't very bad at all. Let's throw out Lizard and make our grand escape. So I got that first artifact pretty quick. I've got 2 more now. Or I gotta get 2 more to fight one of the bosses. So I think I might as well just keep going. Try and get the other 2, and then, yeah, hopefully we'll just have to grind out some Rex saddles, and then we should be good to go to fight a boss. Getting out of this place was a bit of a process as I got lost, but I did eventually find the tunnel that I came through. So I made it back out to the open ocean and started heading towards the next artifact. And now let's go towards the artifact of the Cunning. That's the closer one. That's gotta be the cave, that giant purple area. It's like cool. It's like surrounded by a giant cage. It's actually pretty sick. It was a pretty tight fit on the back of the Tuso, but the creatures inside were really high level, so I didn't really have another choice but to stay on the squid and try to make it past. There's no way there's an alpha megalodon in here. With 100,000 health? Ooh, this could be bad. I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh, there's an air bubble. Air bubble. Oh no. Normal cave creatures here too. Anywho, I swapped over to my bird as usual and started flying around the place looking for the artifact. This place is huge. All these caves are giant. Oh, here. Oh, that's just the red drop. Just BPs. Those don't really do anything for me. Yeah, I really feel like the artifact's supposed to be back here, because they do have some screenshots posted in the Discord, and it does look like it's supposed to be up here on one of these pillar things, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's right here. Okay. There's a whole room I just didn't see. Nice. All right, one more artifact to go, and that was the artifact of the Skylord. So when I made it out of this cave, I headed right over to get that as well. I think I'm gonna stay on my Nothosaurus right now. This feels like every time I go into a cave, I have to switch to it from my Tuso. The Tuso's just a little bit too big for these caves. Whoa, this is like a giant lily pad area. This is actually pretty sick. This is looking like a cave entrance. Oh yeah, this is a cave entrance. Alright, artifact of the Skylord. Let's just swim past everything in here as usual. There we go, air bubble. Holy narrow pass through. No, that goes back to water. Oh, there it is, there it is. No, that's just a drop. Dang it. Whoa, Rex saddle, good Rex saddle. 300 armor Rex saddle. That's insane. That's so good. I can hear the artifact. I think it's supposed to be right here. I can hear it. Is it under the, did it spawn under the mesh or something? I threw out Lizard to fight off the few cave critters that followed me in here, and then had to gather my inner powers to be able to look under said mesh to make sure it wasn't there. Hold on. Yeah, it's under the mesh. Okay. I knew it. I knew it just by hearing it. Alright, this was such a W cave, and we now have all the artifacts for one of the bosses. Okay, so let's head back to base and then get to work on making better Rex saddles. And we can do a boss, man. One thing I'm yet to find was a terminal that wasn't underwater, and I definitely need to find one so I can actually deploy my Rexes and teleport into the arena, since there's no way I'm gonna do that just in the open ocean. Dang, okay, look at them artifacts. I just need, obviously I need to get one more of each to fight the other boss, but whatever, man. So what does upgrading a Rex saddle look like? I mean, you double the armor. I looked through my Rexes again, and I put the 300 armor saddle on one of them before grinding up some of the loot I found for more hide and metal. Alright, now I just need to start farming a ton of hide. I did have this 500 damage hatchet, so I tried killing some things here in the bubble and harvesting with that, and that turned out to be a really decent strategy. Just eliminated a whole squad. I mean, yeah, I already have almost 2 Rex saddles worth of hide just doing this. How much hide is this? Almost 3,600. Little off from 10 saddles. That's not bad. Farming this pretty quick, actually. Bang! Deleted. Back at the crib on day 70, I threw all the hide into the smithy, and I crafted all the Rex saddles that I needed, so I could start working on upgrading them all as well. And with this, I will have 15, so I need to make 2 more, and then I can spend the rest of these resources on upgrading the Rex saddles. Ooh, am I going to be out of metal? Alright, let's first start upgrading all the primitive ones. Definitely not going to be able to upgrade all of them. And I'm already out of hide. Well, I mean, they've got some armor. I don't know, man. I might as well go through and get even more hide. There's just no reason not to. Maybe going to the snow, would that be viable? Might as well try it, dude. I've got fur and I've got a PT. Let's take Lizard out to the snow. I made my way out to the snow bubble and hopped on the PT to have a look around and see what I could actually kill here for hide. Wow, this place is huge. Manas? Dude, I'm just realizing, like, I haven't explored any of this. Dude, the snow is massive. Oh, there's a Yudi too. I need to tame one of those. I forgot. It's a 145. Does it survive all that though? It's got like an active war zone right on top of it. Anywho, the RGs were a decent source of hide, as I could just one-shot them with the rifle and smack up their corpse. Oh, wait. Ooh, here's a terminal. Here's an on-land terminal. It's just unfortunate that it's in the snow. All right, surely this Yudi survives. I made my way back home to stock up on trank darts, and I was running low on metal, which was slightly concerning. So on day 71, I went out to get some wood for my forges, as they still had a bit of raw metal in them. Alright, that'll get the rest of my metal smelting, which will be good. In the meantime, I farmed up the rest of a simple Yudi trap before hopping back on Lizard and heading over to the snow again to try and tame it. Is that it? Yeah, it is. It fell. I shot a couple of darts into it before getting rudely interrupted by a random mana that decided to fight me on the edge of this cliff. What the? Luckily, it was a low level, so I started smacking it with my hatchet and chased it down with a PT so I could continue taming the Yudi in peace. Dude, if I could knock this out with a trap, without a trap, that would be legendary. Got an idea. Its torpor did go up a decent bit, but I was starting to get concerned whether I would even have enough darts to actually send it to sleep. So I decided to build the trap after all to make sure that I hit headshots. Getting it into the trap was a bit annoying since one of its carno friends was still alive, so I had to throw out Lizard to deal with that. Is it in? Oh, I got it. No way. With the Yudi now snoozing, I picked up the trap and tried to replace it back down as a wall to try and protect it from wild creatures while it tamed up. Let's go get some prime meat to tame this. Oh, sheep. Perfect. I'll tame in 4 feeds. That's pretty good. I really did not want it to get hit by anything here, so I quickly farmed up a few spike walls to fully surround it. And while it was enjoying its meal, I continued gathering hide by taking out the local inhabitants. Oh, man. Why do you guys keep spawning in out of nowhere? Okay, Yudi is almost tamed. Got some more hide in the meantime as well. Taming with 100% effectiveness too. It's pretty baller. Perfect, man. Yudi tamed. With that little side quest completed, I packed up everything and made my way back home. I then upgraded a few more Rex saddles, repaired my armor, and then finally crafted the Yudi saddle. Okay, with this Yudi saddle, let's run around, kill some stuff, level it up, and we're also gonna use whatever I kill for more hide to upgrade saddles. After a little bit of leveling on day 73, I brought the Yudi back home and put it in a dino ball so it could gain levels along with the rest of the army. I then gathered some fiber just outside base and went out to hunt for a little bit more hide with Lizard. Just grinding up stuff now for hide at this point. Okay, I have pretty much all but one of my Rex saddles upgraded. They're about double normal primitive. I don't know. Some of them are, some of them aren't. They're better than primitive, most of them. So let's get these on the Rexes. And then I think we're pretty much ready to fight a boss, dude. I quickly saddled up the whole army, grabbed the Yudi, some food, and the tributes before hopping on Lizard and heading out to the snow to take down the first boss. Hopefully. There's the terminal down there. I'm definitely just gonna have to go around killing a bunch of stuff because we've got like Udis and stuff running around down there that's gonna cause an issue. I deployed a small squad of Rexes to deal with everything in the area before I could start throwing out the rest of the army. Okay. So this is a little weird. Call me a pansy or like weak all you want, but I just checked Justify's video again. I just kind of wanted to see what I was in for. Fighting the Golmar boss, which is supposedly, if I can access the terminal here. Yeah, supposedly it's the weaker of the two land bosses because you can summon it at level 70 and Dark Boss is at level 90. Well, I just watched his footage and he got absolutely destroyed by the boss. It's kind of like a rock golem type thing, so it takes reduced damage, and it also deals a ton of damage. I'm really not sure how my army would fare against it, but no, I am kind of sure we would lose. So these boys need some more health, and they also need better saddles, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna make the wise decision to not fight the boss now. I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna let these dudes sit in dino balls for a while and also work on getting better saddles. I'm really set on like defeating the bosses on this map, so this is just a wise decision. That being said, I deployed just one of the Rexes on day 75 and I went around the snow killing things for a bunch of hide before heading back home. And on my way back, I killed a random lead sickness and realized that I'm missing out on some major hide farming. Dude, killing lead sickness is the way to get hide. What? Anywho, once I returned, I threw out all the Rexes again and put whatever levels I had into health. I also upgraded some of the saddles, but metal became the resource that I ran out of next. And as you guys know, I no longer have Dugout with me to farm more. So unfortunately, it was back to manual metal node smacking with parry and my pickaxe. Oh, how I miss Dugout right now. And on day 76, I had to do the same for wood to actually light the forges. And while waiting for metal to smelt, I put my army back into the dino balls and headed out into the ocean with my Tuso to look for more lead sickness since they give so much hide it only made sense to farm them. So after returning from that, I could upgrade a few more saddles, put them back on the Rexes, and go out to actually fight the boss this time. Alright, Rexes are healed. Let's try this again, man. I threw all the Rexes out on the back of my Pteranodon, gave them the levels they gained in hibernation, and I whistled them to the middle of the terminal. Okay, Rexes seem to be in a pretty tight circle. Alright, yeah, once again, as I said, let's try the Golmar boss. This thing's gonna be tough, I know it. Alright, let's start buffing them before we even get in, dude. I'm very nervous about this, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Okay, we're here. Wow, this is a crazy looking arena. So I'm pretty sure he's like a rock golem looking thing. I whistled my army neutral and sent them ahead to rush the boss. Sick him. Need courage. Oh, dude, a meteor. Brother, look at that damage. Guys, please kill him. It also started spawning in Dimorphodons, so I had to keep moving on the Yudi just to avoid them and not die off the back of it. Okay, we're doing Not great. Yeah, dude, look at the reduced damage he's taking. He's dealing a lot to us. Okay, well, we're taking it though. These better saddles definitely helped. Oh, that meteor hurts. I think this is anyone's fight at the moment. These dimorphs are really screwing me over, and that like mini boss that's following me around. Ow, ow. No, don't poop, don't poop. My UD's throwing, dude. Oh, we're looking really bloody. However, the boss was also not doing great. His health was dropping just as much, and it actually looked like my Rexes were going to be able to push through and kill it. Attack the boss, boys, come on. Come on, boys, just kill him. Come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Just in the nick of time, the boss fell to the ground dead, and surprisingly, not a single one of my Rexes died. What did this get me? That's actually a lot of element. What engrams do I have as well? Wow, that actually gives a lot of engrams. Not like I'm really going to use them though. But yeah, my Rexes, I mean, they did good, but oh, this guy totally got the kill. Yeah. See, they need more health. They need more health and even better saddles. Y'all are sitting in dino balls overnight. That's for sure. That was pretty stressful, I'm not gonna lie. And I know, prepare for the next boss. I'm definitely bringing some more armor. Well, I'm very happy we killed that boss. Well, now we still have 2 left. We got the water monster boss, which wasn't spawning in, but I'm sure I'll figure something out about that. And we also got the dark boss, that's what it's called. Which is weird because you go into its not dimension, but its arena, and it still only spawns at a certain time. And I gotta get all the artifacts again. Okay, we'll do that while the Rexes are healing, doing their things. Maybe we'll try and get some stuff to upgrade their saddles even more, because I bet that's gonna be even stronger. Unfortunately, we might be cooked, chat. We very well might be cooked. I killed another leech thickfish for hide before making it back to the crib and making another trophy mount to display the boss's head. That's a pretty cool boss head. Now, since metal has become the resource I'm always going to be low on when upgrading saddles, I had to go out and tame a metal farmer. Now, the Dunkleya would be a better option, obviously, but seeing as I definitely did not have enough darts, I could really only go for the Yankee. So with that being said, I headed out to the snow bubble once again since I had a much better chance of finding one out there. Oh, there's a 140 right here. Dude, the head of my lizard can move the Yankee. I can push it up, bro, look at this. Hold on. I can just push it back. Oh, I finally got some skill points. I kind of forgot about those this video. Do the hot-blooded. It'd be good to heal, especially if I run into more dimorphs in a boss fight. I also got the spikes down around the Yankee just in time as a bunch of ops pulled up to try and ruin my tame straight away. Fortunately, it did end up taming safely on day 79, so I could pack up again and head home to saddle it up. There we go. Yankee's tamed. Go back to base. We're just gonna kind of ride it around with a parasaur, follow me, farm and metal with it. It's not gonna be efficient, but it's better than with a pickaxe. Okay, we got some more metal going. Good. There's no way you just ate 45, bro. 48 medical brews. Okay. I think it's time that I start running through the artifact caves once again. Not a process I'm looking forward to, but a process that I definitely have to do. I think I'll start with the Shadows artifact once more. That being said, I headed over there on day 81, and since I now knew exactly what I was looking for, it didn't take me long at all to grab the first of the 5 artifacts again. And after exiting the cave, I headed straight down south to the artifact of the Destroyer in the Atlantis part of the map. Oh, Bronto platform saddle, that's gonna demolish for good resources. That was artifact number 2 acquired. Next up, the artifact of the Lost. I then swam all the way to the right side of the map for the artifact of the Cunning. And lastly, I just had to go up north for the artifact of the Skylord. Just like before, it ended up spawning down in the mesh, so I was forced to use my greater powers to go and retrieve it. But with that, I once again had all 5 artifacts in my possession, so it was time to go back to base and sort out my stuff. I did get a bunch of good loot from the loot crates in the caves as well, so I threw all those into the grinder and got a ton of resources in return. Dude, I should be able to upgrade my saddles like crazy now. I threw out all my Rexes again and grabbed the saddles with the weakest armor stats so I could upgrade them a little bit before running out of hide again. Okay, now I could go out and kill a few lead sickness. Might as well. When I returned, I got a little bit of fiber as well, and then upgraded the saddles before throwing them back on the Rexes and putting them all back in hibernation to gain levels as I was about to log off in real life. Alright, Rexes were sitting overnight. Let's get some more health into them. Let them heal while I'm doing the last few things like upgrading saddles before the boss. On that note, I headed right back into the ocean to kill more leads while they healed. Alright, I'm like finally running out of metal here. Alright, I think that's as upgraded as my Rex saddles are going to get. They're anywhere from like 55 to 80 armor, and then obviously like the one Rex with a 300 armor saddle. So they're pretty well. They're pretty well armored. A lot better than primitive. Okay, so these Rexes have to do a little bit of healing, but I also need to prepare myself, like making more medical brews, because if you don't remember, an itchy bird ate all mine. And then I also need to make more armor, which I probably gotta farm a little bit of metal for now that I say that. I crafted a bit of flak before taking out Perry and my Enki for a spin to get more metal, but I got distracted by a trespasser on my property. What is attacking my... What's going on over here? What's attacking my Bronto? A Dilo. Save you. I'll save you, Lystro. Just kidding. Going out to get some berries as well, I had to make sure the past would not repeat itself, so I loaded my long neck with a slightly more lethal cartridge. You ain't stealing my med brews no more, bro. Well, there's more. Whole lot of nuisances.
So, Granty kind of forgot to do this day's voiceover as well as the footage corrupted, and as this video has 3 hours till release, I'm just going to quickly do it. Granty farmed with his Bronto, which gave him a decent supply of both narcoberries and tintleberries, so he waddled back to base to start cooking up new medical brews and narcotics. He also crafted a few more sets of flak to make sure he wouldn't run out of armor, as he wasn't sure the other bosses would also spawn Dimorphodons. Okay, that's me guys, see you later. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Alright, I'm pretty much ready to do the boss. It's just, I'm kind of waiting on my Rex to heal, I don't know, another 1,000, 2,000, maybe this guy even 3,000 more HP. So I'll probably just be chilling for a day or two, wait for these guys to heal up, and then we'll head out and fight the Dark Boss. While I did plan on staying AFK for a while, it didn't actually take that long for the Rexes to fully heal and the Dino Balls. So I was ready to go out and defeat the second boss straight away. Okay, here we go. Actually, that didn't take too long at all. Rexes are fully healed. Okay, let's head out and do this boss. I swam over to the snow bubble on my Tuso and then flew down to the terminal to start deploying the army once again. And as usual, there was a little bit of pest control that I had to do since this was the snow and pretty much everything here wanted me dead. With the army all set up and ready on the morning of day 88, I still actually had to wait around for the in-game timer, as this boss apparently only spawns during certain hours. Like, look at this. Boss only spawns from 1450 to 1050. Surely that's enough time to kill it, right? Oh, that's okay. That's like almost a whole day. That'll be good. Yeah, I'll be chilling. That'll be enough time to kill it. In the meantime, I grabbed one of the Rexes and went out to get some raw meat for the Uties, since that could use some more healing. Okay, time at the boss spawn. It's about to come. So I really don't know how this works. It's in an arena, but it only spawns at certain times. That being said, I waited until it actually turned to 1450 before starting the boss. Just start getting some courage on these boys. I'm assuming it's going to be another big arena where I've got to like walk a little bit to get to the boss, but still good to have courage on them. Here we go, gang. Yeah, another big arena. All right, we go that way. Oh, it's actually like really close. Okay, we're biting it. Sick 'em. Dude, get off of me. Okay, we're doing good damage. It's not really attacking so far. What are those white damage numbers? Okay, we're doing solid damage, and it's really not doing much damage at all. Does it have a special attack it's like waiting to use or something? The Rexes were shredding through it, and it really wasn't putting up much of a fight, unlike the first boss, which almost ended up killing my Rexes. We're kind of melting it. Oh, what's that? What's that red bubble? Oh, it's sealing health. That's what it's doing. Nah, but we're melting it, though. It doesn't even matter. This is so much weaker than the other boss. Is this supposed to be stronger? Bro, that was insanely easy. Was that thing supposed to be stronger? My Rexes took like almost no damage, only a few thousand. That was so easy. And look at the element you get from that. What? Yeah, I was not gonna complain about how easy this fight actually was. I was really just puzzled why the difference between the two bosses was so big. The first boss actually had me worried for literally the whole fight, and this one kind of just stood there and took the beating from my Rexes without really retaliating. After teleporting out of the arena on day 89, I threw out my PT and flew to the edge of the bubble, then swam back home on the Tuso. Once I arrived, I placed the third trophy mount next to the other two and put the Dark Boss's head up for display as well. Okay, day 90, and look, I've got my 3 boss heads now, looking pretty sick. However, there is one more boss that I have to defeat, and that is the water monster. So I have I've acquired the spawn code for it just in case, but I want to go see if it's spawned in or not yet. So just in case it doesn't spawn in for whatever reason, I do have the spawn code, and I can forcefully bring it into this world. But I'm hoping it's there. I'm hoping it's there, spawning in on its own, and I don't have to do any black magic like that. So let's go check it out. Let's see if it's there. I made it over to the marker on my map, and I killed a bunch of underwater ops before heading into the cave again and making my way to the boss arena. Okay, Unfortunately, it does not look like the water monster is here. At the very least, I got to kill a few mosasaurs for hide on my way out of the cave, as I did plan on upgrading the saddles on my Tuso army. This last boss supposedly is really strong, so the more armor the better. Okay, so I know that I can fight the water monster, I just unfortunately have to summon it in. I, however, have done a little bit more research on it, and it's not gonna be easy. It's a giant tech mosasaur with tech swords and deals thousands of damage at a time. Like, I've got a pretty strong Tuso army, don't get me wrong, but it's still going to be a rough fight. So I think I'm going to spend these last few days coming up on day 100 just grinding out better Tuso saddles, man. We might as well. I really want the best chance defeating this map, and it feels so good to like conquer it once and for all. So yeah, let's get to work on upgrading these Tuso saddles. Alright, day 98, I've got my Tuso saddles all upgraded. They're all like 35 to 50 armor, somewhere in there. So better than primitive. Let's head out to the water monster arena with the whole gang. Probably bring some extra scuba. I swam through the cave again, and I made it to the boss arena where I had to clear out a few eels before I could actually start deploying all my other squids. Once they were all out and ready to kick some butt, I just had to wait around until it turned to day 100 so I could start the final boss fight of this map and finish it once and for all. Okay, we're coming to the end of day 99. I've got my whole army right here. We're just about to roll over into day 100, and I have the water boss. Really, I think the final boss of this map, as it should be. I think if you have an underwater map, your bosses need to be underwater. The custom land bosses were cool, I'll give them that, but still, the bosses need to be underwater. Anyway, I have my whole army of Tusos. It's about to hit day 100. As soon as it does, I'm going to type in the spawn code, and I'm going to try and defeat the modded map of Atlantis. Unfortunately, without kippers. I did do some research, and yeah, no otters spawn on this map, unfortunately. Okay, it is day 100. I'm going to swim away from my army a little bit. Summon it in. Oh, I'm in the middle of it. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, whistle neutral. Whistle neutral. Come on, boys. Sick him. Oh, dude, he's doing 800 damage a bite already. Sick him. Oh, look at that damage. Look at that damage. Full-on tech Mosa. Dude, he's doing so much damage. All right, I got to get hits in. Okay, we're doing some solid damage, too. I need to throw on my scuba. Oh, my Tusos are taking a beating. Oh, no. Come on, boys. Get some hits in. Get some hits in. Ow, this hurts. Dude, oh, wow. He is strong. We had the Mosa fully surrounded in squids, so it couldn't really move, and it was getting attacked from all of the Tusos, but that also meant that he was hitting all of them, and he was not doing a little amount of damage either. Oh, we're doing great damage right now. I think we've got it pinned. I think we've got him pinned down. Dude, he's doing over 1,000 damage a hit. You straight up can't do this without good Tusos. This is insane. I think we've got it pinned to the floor there. I don't think he can escape. Come on, get him, guys, get him. I think we're good, though. I think we might get him. Wow, he's a strong boss. Oh, what is that? We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Yes! Look at all this loot you get. We got wreck saddles? Oh, wow. You get a ton of good loot. Man, I should have done this boss days ago. I would have gotten better wreck saddles off the bat. That was a very tough boss, though. I'm not gonna lie. That might have been tougher than Golmar. It's just I have really good, very good Tusos. Wow. As tough as that tech Mosa was, even without Kipper on my shoulder, I was still able to take it down thanks to the insane amount of health and damage that my Tuso army had. Thankfully, they pulled through for me. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It's unfortunate that we did not get to tame a Kipper. I really hope. There's got to be otters on Genesis 1, right? That's my next video. Stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out very, very soon. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below which 100 days challenge you want to see me do in the future. I'll be doing Genesis 1 next on Ascended as it comes out here very, very soon. Thank you all so much for the support. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.